Monday night therapy session. 10 p.m.
Only three of us.
Back again. Back again, Sunil. This must be what? Our episode number 3? Is it episode number 4?
Three.
Whatever it is. If there's a one time that I want social media to be thing of a past, if there's one occasion where I want social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, if there's one time that I want it to be obsolete, definitely today, man. Unbearable. Annoying. I cannot for a second scroll my social media without seeing shade of red. It's got to be a devil, a picture of this bald guy dancing off. That guy has 2 left feet, man. He cannot dance for nuts. If it's not that, and then there will be another one, right, of a certain Harry Maguire hoisting the prestigious trophy up in the air. Shameless. But you know what? You gotta be there at the party, man. To lend the cheek, you gotta be there at the party. So, welcome, guys. Monday night therapy session is in full flow for today. We've got Zami and Sunil in our company. Good company for tonight. We are not only going to be entertained by the 3 of us. We have more than just the 3. It's a big crowd for tonight. And of course, it's only right that first we start off, Zami, with the formalities. If this is their first ever time, if this is their Madonna, like a virgin, touch for the very first time, what should they do if they're watching this? If they're scrolling through Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, those are the 3 platforms that we are broadcasting live through. If this is their first time, what should they do, Mr. Zame?
You guys share this video. Share it to your social media anywhere. YouTube, Facebook. Let them know that Monday Night Therapy is now in session.
Yes,
so,
sir.
What you need to do.
Yes, that's what. Sunil, it's only right that I ask you. How are you?
Like after such a great week of football, you need someone to talk to. Your wife isn't very keen on discussing whether it was offside or not for the first goal. You know what to do. Find your mates right over here. Like, share, subscribe. Go for it.
There you go. When a damsel in distress is actually making a rallying cry out there for us or for you all out there to follow us, to subscribe, there's no way that you can disappoint him, right? So let's introduce first the guests. We've got we started off with 2 off air, and then all of a sudden, like a good party pooper, he has jumped into the scene. Let's bring
It's not
in.
a party pooper, An. The money, Mr. Money in the bank coming in.
Money in the bank. Okay, you know what? Right, in a club setting, wait. As soon as we spoke about him, he actually left the screen. But let's bring in. Let's not bring in the FPL guru, or that's what he claims to be. That's self-professor, bro.
Nah.
Let's bring in another one, another damsel in distress. This is why we created Monday Night Therapy Session. I think we've great honor. He has been missing in action for the longest time. You know what? We've been howling out for his fans to come on board. None of them. Everybody rejected us flat. Nobody wanted to come on. But this guy, he grew a pair. He has the cojones to come on board. Let's bring in the one and only, the most famous red man in Singapore, Azmilna, the red 96. His name just got longer, man. From Azmil to Azmilna, now Azmilna the red 96. Azmil, how have you been, my friend? You good? You well?
Too good this whole season. I mean, you've been exchanging a lot of WhatsApp with me. You know how angry I've been for this itself. You don't know what happened. We started off after the World Cup reform, then suddenly we just like after the Leicester game, I don't know what the hell happened. Like, but I think for sure it's
and just like your internet, your club is not having the best of seasons, right? but no, you know what? We can bear with it.
Yes,
we can
but at least wake up for this weekend. That's all I
wake up for this weekend. Okay, let's speak about it later on in greater detail, right? And so then the next one that we have to introduce, come on. The man, the myth, the legend himself. Do we need more lengthy introduction?
If you need FPL tips, he's your man. All right. You need transfer deadline news, he's your man. All right. You need tips on how to pick up chicks, he's your man. All right, the one, the only, the inevitable Arturo Mio.
Mio, there you go, Arturo Mio.
Start kissing the badge already, alamak.
Hi.
Yeah.
Alamak.
I'm pretty sure he hasn't changed out, from that jersey. That jersey must have been there for the longest time. 3 weeks old at least.
100,
3
confirm
weeks old.
100% one. This one confirm he watched the game this morning, and then he woke up with this jersey, and then he wore the whole day. He sprayed perfume. He walked around. Glory, Man United.
Recycle
Correct,
tomorrow.
Recycle tomorrow again. Until what, Sunil? Until they lose a match, change out.
Yeah.
Quadruple then turns into quarter pounder.
That was never our aim after that.
That was never
it was
our
never
aim.
our
We got Tristan, the cloud chaser himself. Oh no, that's another new tag for him. He's also being called the cloud chaser. Is that true, Arturo Mio? You are also a cloud chaser?
Depends on which topic.
Don't try to humble yourself, lah.
If you can't convince, you confuse. Okay. All right, guys. Let's not waste time, man. We've got a lot to actually go through for tonight, guys. We only got 4 right now. 4 million watching us. Not too shabby. Not gonna be greedy here, but please bump it up, man. Bump it up. You got Liverpool.
Especially the United fans and the Liverpool fans.
Yeah.
Come on.
Come on,
We
man.
want to see you guys.
Bring this up.
If Newcastle fans are out there, come on board. Give your comments.
Yes,
Help your
please.
brother Sunil. Yeah.
Oh man, this guy, Justin Timberlake soundtrack throughout the whole day. Cry me a river.
My first final, and
Yeah. Since how long, Sunil?
Yeah, since
When
how
was the
long,
last time?
Sunil?
my first final.
This is a proper one, the first proper
This is the
final.
proper first final for
I
you,
would say this is probably my first proper finals. Yeah.
Oh, dude. And
Not
you know
the
what?
1999, 24 years ago.
No, 1999, he was only 2 years old.
Never
Hey,
mind
Sunil is
lah,
bloody
hey.
young,
Oh, boy,
Don't
20.
care.
Yeah,
You
no.
don't correct, You bloody
Sunil.
correct, you are.
And hey, guys, I know we are completely in tune with what's happening on social media, especially those videos that are just circulating around Instagram per se. You know what? This one emotional video, we've heard it from Sunil. That was his first final. There must be that overriding sense of pride watching his club reaching Wembley for the first ever time. And sometimes, for example, for a team like yourself, Manchester City, Azmina as well, Liverpool, Manchester United, Arsenal, we sometimes take those finals for granted. We always expect, there's always that sense of expectancy when it comes to our club. Like, oh, it's our given right. It's a divine right that a club of our stature that we should reach the final, especially playing at Wembley. But look at this, man. Look at this video. I'm going to share this video. I was moved, man. I was really moved. I'm pretty sure all of us would have watched this. But just for good old time's sake, right? One for the road. Let's watch this.
You're looking emotional.
I am. 60 years since I started following Newcastle. It's in the blood. It's really in the blood.
Are you confident Newcastle will get over the line?
No, but we're here. It's the start of a journey. And we're going.
Oh man, if that does not bring your goosebump pimples up, I don't know what will, man. First and foremost,
That's
I'm
the
confused.
beauty. If you look at
Wait.
it, that's the beauty of football.
Was that Ian Rush that was speaking? He looks like bloody Ian Rush. And being Scottish himself, I'm not surprised, man, if he was a Geordie as well. But okay, let's start off with Sunil. Looking at that video, I mean, that was the perfect opener, right? If you want to feel all hyped up, if you want to feel that full effect of being in a final, that sums it up.
Yeah, I think like for many people, like especially Newcastle fans, it's something unheard of lah. Like 2 seasons ago, last season actually, the first half of the season we were fighting relegation, and then like the takeover happened. Eddie Howe came in, he revitalized the whole group. But yeah, it's an amazing feeling, like just getting to Wembley alone. I mean, like under Mike Ashley's term, we never even thought we would come close to it, and then like actually coming to making it Wembley, and yeah, putting out a very good account of ourselves. All right,
Yep.
a very good account of
We'll
ourselves.
get to it. Of course, we'll get to
Yeah.
that as well. All right, Azmillah, looking at the video itself, man, that guy 60 years old fella. Oh no, he must be more than 60 years old if he has been following Newcastle for the past 60 years. But that emotional pride, it was all overwhelming for him. It was the outpouring
Sorry, what do you say?
sense of pride and achievement that his team has actually reached the final.
Oh.
What do you make of that, man? Have we taken it for granted? Sometimes football fans. Azmil, you okay? Okay, Azmil. Yeah, I think he's okay. Your internet right now is also feeling slightly
final.
emotional today. Okay, so okay, I can hear you. I can hear you. But I think you have to re-log in, Azmila, because the internet is slightly funky. It was all good just now. All right. So try logging in again.
Yeah,
I think
I guess
I think re-logging in will actually do the magic. All right, Mio, looking at the video. Were you crying, or inside of you were feeling, old man, you cry, you know why? Because you know you're gonna take the L. That's why you're crying. Was that the feeling for you when you watched the video?
I feel respect lah for Newcastle lah to be in the final after so long.
Mm-hmm.
Because Newcastle was not doing well in the Premier League.
Yeah.
These few days, these few weeks, without
Mm.
Bruno Gomes or without Pope or what, they are not doing well. But
Mm-hmm.
the spirit of the Magpies,
Mm-hmm.
that I believe that they want to go to the final to win it. But too bad, United play and attack first.
Mm-hmm.
That's why United and attack and score,
Uh-huh.
and we defend well.
Okay,
Why
so he's not wasting any time, man. He's straight into going into the analysis of the match. Hey, all right, let's bring in another guy. Okay, so while Alzmila is trying to fix up, we have actually called in our super sub, Sunil. Super sub. His manager is a
Coming with
Dracula.
a win.
His manager is a Dracula. He drinks W on the weekend. He likes to have. Good evening. Hey, we got tips right now. Hey, tips.
What up,
We're
fellas?
just gonna let this fly off, okay? So you saw the video just now, right? The Newcastle guy, he was moved to tears, man. That fella. Have you watched that video circulating
No.
online? Okay, you know
No.
what? For your good sake, we're gonna play this one more time because why not? This is a damn good video.
You're looking emotional.
I am. 60 years since I started following Newcastle. It's in the blood. It's really in the blood.
Are you confident Newcastle will get over the line?
No, fellas. We're here. It's the start of a journey. And we're going.
Tips. Wow, tips. Acting class 101, guys. You've been to a couple of finals, tips.
Yep.
What is that feeling, man? If you can actually just explain in words, the feeling reaching a final.
To be very honest, I actually experienced one of it when we lost to Manchester United in 2000.
Share with us.
So, as a football fan, and especially when you're one of those clubs that don't always get to experience these finals, reaching the finals itself is a euphoric feeling for us, and we didn't win the cup. Yeah, we lost 2-1, but the fact that I personally got to see Villa play in Wembley, right? That was a big thing for me. And just soaking in the atmosphere. So I get where that dude is coming from. 60 years, no joke,
Yo,
man. Mine is only 20 odd years, but 60 years, there's no joke. So honestly, as much as we know that if Newcastle's they're gonna win trophies in the next few seasons. Let's be honest, right? There's no denying about that. But no offense to the United fans, but it would be nice seeing Newcastle win the trophy yesterday, to be very honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's a good
But
one.
it is what it is, lah. Yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is. All right. And for that reason as well, I think this is the perfect segue for us to get into the final itself. All right. I think that's probably the best spot for us to start. Let's not go with Manchester United first. Arturo, is that okay? If I don't go with your team first, I want to go with Newcastle. I want to go with Newcastle first. All right. And guys, in the comment section, I want to hear it from you guys as well. What was that first experience of the final? Okay. No matter who you follow, all right. It could be also a local club. It could be Singapore going to Suzuki Cup 1998 against Vietnam. Does not matter. Right? The first final feeling that you've had. Yes, the shoulder blade goal, man. So no matter what final you want to relate to, is there one particular final that really sticks out the most Can you just place it in the comment? Because for me, it was definitely the FA Cup final. I think that was 2000. It was being played not at Wembley. It was being played at Cardiff because I think that
Oh,
back then,
yep.
Wembley was going through
Wembley was,
renovation. Yeah,
I think
renovation.
they were a year into, I think one more year before the Wembley Stadium
Yep, yep,
was
yep.
rebuilt. Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, it was Cardiff. It was being played at Cardiff. It was FA Cup final, Arsenal against Chelsea, and it was the young John Terry debut. He came on board. He got spun by my Freddie Ljungberg. We won 2-0. And from then on, I say, you know what? This is the club, man. Rain or shine, Arsenal for me. Zam, your first experience of a final, something that has been etched deep in your memory. That one.
Okay. Mine. Okay. If you're talking on a personal note, actually,
Mm.
I was there 1994 Malaysia Cup final.
Oh, you
That
were?
was,
Wow.
yeah. I was there. I was there. So I think for me, being there in, okay, I think being there in person and watching it on TV is a different feeling.
Yes,
So if you're talking, I mean, putting about EPL, EPL aside,
Mhm,
when you watch a final in person,
mhm.
and you're supporting the team, yeah, and especially in this case was Singapore.
Singapore.
So the feeling was really, really different, man, because you see, like, literally the whole of Singapore who was there.
Mhm.
I think we make up, I think maybe 30 or 40% of the crowd in the stadium, but you can feel that every Singaporean was there. So I remembered, and we beat Pahang comprehensively, like 4-0,
O'Neil, yeah,
like
yeah. The
freaking
scoreline.
crazy. Like, you imagine, like, that was the feeling of a final where I felt that, hey, man, this is something that, regardless whatever team you support, when
Yeah.
you get into a final, the result doesn't matter. Actually, the
Yeah.
experience is the one that, like,
Yeah.
how do you get it? How do you replicate it? So I think for that guy, that Newcastle old timer,
You can feel him, man.
obviously, because, yeah, you can feel it. It's like,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter whether Newcastle wins it or lose it. The fact that it took them to where they are right now after so many years, it says a lot. It really feels, emotional for him, personal for him.
Yeah.
The
True.
results doesn't matter. Yeah.
Sunil, I know that was your first final. Leading up to it, man, you didn't want to speak, You didn't want to speak a single word. Okay. That mind game, my man, that you gave, that was really, really scary because he didn't want to utter a word. And then I was saying in the group, look, his mind game start already. Sometimes silence is really the best
I,
weapon to go
I,
forward.
I, I saw all of that this morning when I woke up. I'm like, why is Sunil not replying as well? The game hasn't even started. Like, what's up with him?
Okay, in my defense, right, the reason why I didn't reply is because I was trying to find a good stream for the match.
Oh, okay. And it was 3 hours ago, 3 hours before the match, you have actually went mum, and you were searching already back then.
That one is
Okay.
game mode already.
Sunil, you should have asked the FPL guru below. He would have given you a few links.
Differently.
Oh,
Later differently.
uh,
Okay, guys, as promised, let's go. Today, don't laugh. It's supposed to be an internal joke.
okay. So
When it comes to final.
building up to the final, I think,
Yeah.
like, the fact that Gumares went out for 3 games. He was suspended for 3 games. That was a bummer. And then it kind of showed in the early stages a little bit when Gumares was, what was in the first few minutes of the game. I think he still felt it. He actually went down for a bit.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he went down, and then
Was that just cramps or what was it about?
I don't know. I think he got knocked up. He got knocked up, so I think he felt like mabuk a bit lah. But I felt that this is one thing he was missing lah. 3 games not around. He didn't play for 3 games. Then having the entire goalkeeper debacle, like Nick Pope send off, and Martin Dubravka is cup tied because he played for Manchester United, who we are facing in the final. So I think that the build up and everything, and then, like, the past few games in the Premier League, we dropped points without Bruno. We actually lost to Liverpool, although we did put up a good show. But it's been a hard build up lah. But and then going from 3rd to 5th, so it's been a rough couple of weeks. But I think yesterday we put up a good account of ourselves.
All right. Azmi Rock coming in. The team may lose the cup.
This is another Magpie.
Hi, Azmi. Azmi, thank you so much for tuning in, man. It would be great if you can actually share this content around. The team may lose the cup, but they have actually won every Newcastle fan's heart.
Actually, I've got a question here for Sunil at this point.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
So Sunil, I mean, we've been highlighting this for quite some time right now. Newcastle's form, right, since the World Cup restart hasn't been that great, right?
Yep.
When we know about it. Now, obviously, losing the final is gonna be and obvious with Spurs winning over the weekend, you guys dropping down out of the Champions League spot and losing this final. How do you? I mean, Eddie Howe aside, the players' mentality as well. How is it gonna be till end of the season? Like, we don't want to see Newcastle spiraling down, right? But how is it? I
think
want to hear your thoughts as a Newcastle fan.
I think, like, personally, I feel it's very delicate right now. We need to be very careful because coming off a loss in the finals, although we did put up a very good account of ourselves, a loss has got to hurt, especially at Wembley. It's got to hurt. And then our results have not been good. And I think our next game is against City.
Yep.
Yeah, our next game is against City, and we are going to Etihad, right?
Etihad, yeah.
Etihad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we are
because
going
you all
to
played at
Etihad.
home the first game, yeah.
Yeah, so it's gonna be another rough couple of weeks, lah. But I think having the players back, like Bruno is back, and we have Isak back, we have Wilson back. So these are the kind of players that we really need to build around. We need how to actually rally them up, lah. But I agree with you, lah, Tips. It's a very delicate time because it can go either ways. We can really plummet, because like once the blip happens, right? You can really plummet, but it's how hopefully how gets the best out of his team.
Asmil, I want to go to you,
Hello.
Asmil.
Yeah.
All right.
Now you can hear me clearly?
Loud and
Yeah,
clear, bro.
right now.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Thank you, boss.
Okay, you've been through this before. I remember when Klopp first came in.
Yeah.
Okay, and he actually straight got into a final, right? It was also a Carabao Cup final.
That we lost to Man City. That one.
Yeah, you guys
For
lost to Man
penalties.
City.
Yeah.
Okay. And if there's any lesson that you guys have learned from that day on, because right after, I think you guys had 3 consecutive losses in the final, right? One in the Europa, one in the
Sevilla.
Carabao,
Then after that,
Sevilla,
Real Madrid.
So 3 losses back to back. That didn't stop or deter the progress of Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool. In fact, if there's anything, that actually was the building blocks for you. If there's one
Correct.
advice that you can have right now and you want to generously lend over to Sunil Rai right here, I would damsel distress for tonight. What will it be? Like, does it feel like the world is crashing down on you?
No, I mean, not really. Newcastle can feel positive. They are literally on the up also. I mean, you can also ask Haizam also because this is the people say was like the Adebayor, Craig Bellamy phase of them. But that part they didn't reach any final yet. But they were at the start of the. No lah, but come on. I think Newcastle is going to be like Man City eventually. Maybe just they quite low key on their spending if you notice. They don't really announce so much about their spending.
Okay.
But yeah, I think Newcastle is going to come up very soon. But don't feel so disheartened, Sunil. We all have been through this moment, So what I can say is, I don't mind you all. Yeah, chin up. I just really don't mind you all coming back. In fact, I really want you all to do well. If it's not us.
Okay.
Because
unless we are competing with the title for you, then I'll say otherwise.
Tips gone.
And here at this moment, right? I see a certain person giving a smirk, lah. Okay, so I'm gonna ask him a question, right?
His eyes twitching already, Tips.
You can see the smirk is coming out, no? So I want to just move.
Go! Let's go.
Mio, I got a question for you, though, Mio. You see, my question to Sunil was very simple. After the bad form that they've been on, the loss in the finals is not going to help the team's morale. Whereas for you guys, it's a whole different thing, right? Since the World Cup restart, you guys have been on a roll. Let's be honest, you guys have been on fire, right? And Joel has constantly said this: winning the League Cup or Carabao Cup means the players can taste blood and they're going to move on from here. Now, your opinion, only your opinion, Mio, okay, nothing else. Do you really think United has a chance to actually cause an upset and win the EPL this season?
Okay,
I want your honest answer. Mio, hold on.
Let's hear it.
I want an honest answer. I don't want this one game at a time thing. Do you truly feel that United stands a chance to actually, from now till end of the season, with about 12 games remaining, compete for the title and may end up being champions? What do you think?
Wait.
Still
Shut up, Latis. We are laying the trap.
Add on to what
The
Tim
words
said.
of Captain
Wait.
America.
Okay, wait.
When he wants to take the stones.
Okay, wait, Mio. Sunil wants to add on.
Wait,
Yeah,
Mio.
Wait. So, okay, pause.
Sorry,
Sunil
Mio. Pause for a
Okay.
while. Sunil wants to say something.
Okay,
Sunil,
just to add on to what Tip said,
uh-huh.
you know, you are going for the quadruple now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so think about it, Mio. If you win every single game, the quadruple is as good as yours, no? All right, the elephant will shake. The tree will shake, Mio. It's within your reach. Will you go for it?
No, you look at this confused side dark face.
I'm not confused. Tristan, I'm not confused. Don't say
Hey,
that.
he's not confused. Yes, don't say that.
Like I say, whatever it takes, we will get there. We will try our best to win all of them.
Try your best.
No, you see,
Try your
Mio.
best.
I told
He
you,
say you try his
I,
best,
I don't want the one game at a time. Try your best. Do you
Yes.
think Manu has what it takes to win the title end of the season? Yes or no? Do you think
This is a close question, so you have to give a
Yes
close
or-
answer. Yes or no?
This is yes or no. This is not an open-ended question where you need to drama one game at a time. Like you
Wait,
ask
wait.
yourself as a
don't,
United
don't
fan,
be a Zami? Don't be a Zami. One game at a time. Huh?
don't be a
Guys,
Zami.
he
There's
won the
only one
cup.
Zami here.
He won the cup, but he's feeling the heat.
You wanted to
something
be,
else,
you wanted to come online. So
For me is
Yes or no?
definitely this season will be Arsenal lah. What I say,
Okay.
you
Let
can
the
never
scream.
know what will happen.
How can you say that?
wait. No. I don't agree with that. You see, the thing is that you said that Arsenal will win the title,
Whatever it takes,
but
you will get
you
there.
will get there. It's very politically safe answer. Like you
Okay.
need to touch your heart as a
Uh-huh.
United fan.
Yes.
Ask yourself, do you believe as a United fan?
Yep.
Okay, can you
And
win
also,
the EPL?
yeah. And also
Ah.
adding on to what Zami said, your manager, your gaffer did say
Mm.
eras come to an end as well, right?
Plus, he also bashfully left the trophy on the table, and he said that I'm not gonna take the trophy back because we are coming back for another one. So that's why he
Another
left
one.
the trophy.
So if your manager is confident, if your manager is this confident, and we are not
Very
distant,
bullish.
If Eric Ten Hag, very bullish, feeling this confident, something we saw with Pep or Klopp, and we're seeing with Ten Hag.
Yes.
So
yes.
this should give some kind of confidence to all United fans. So no one game at a time. No, we'll see how it goes. You as a United fan, yes or no? Do you think United will win? I'm not
Come on,
talking
we
about the quadruple. I'm talking about the EPL. Only the EPL. Yes or
Come
no?
on, Mio, we get this out so we can continue with the next one.
100% yes.
Also now, yes, okay. Yes.
Good.
All right. Okay.
That's the confidence.
All right.
Arsenal, watch out. Okay, you've been put on the list already. All right.
Kecil, receipt taken.
Okay. For context,
Uh-huh.
United is third with one game in hand.
Yes.
So it can happen for
The
you.
chance
they
is
have a
there,
chance.
that's why.
They have a
Yeah.
chance, a very strong chance. Okay, speaking of Manchester United, guys, this guy right here. Okay, when we talk about signing of the season, I feel like sometimes we are not being fair to Casemiro just because he came in for a good amount of money, just because it's Manchester United. It's not being spoken about enough for me. Because Casemiro, for the longest time, I think in the past decade, he has always been, to me, the best defensive midfielder there is in town. And the fact that he's right now playing for Manchester United still does not take that away from me personally. I still rate him as the best. And we've seen Liverpool signing up to players like Alisson Becker and also Virgil van Dijk. All right, that was transformative for them. And then you have also seen with even Arsenal right now, we're feeling the good effect of Jesus and Zinchenko. Casemiro right now, transformative signing. I'll go with Zami first. Zami, speak to me, man. Casemiro. How big of an impact this guy is having right now on the Manchester United squad?
I think this was the defensive midfielder that United have been asking for the longest time. I mean, you look at it, like I think when Real Madrid let him go, I think the critics were saying that United, getting an over the hill player. But the fact that he is giving that stability to United to be where they are right now, I mean, giving credit lah. I think this was the signing that all along United fans were asking. Like we need a defensive midfielder. And here you go, you guys have Casemiro, which I mean, give another 2 years. He still have another good 2-3 years within him. And if he keeps his momentum, I see that he will really be that signing. I think this season definitely the deal signing for the season for United or even for Ten Hag's era.
Yeah. And Zam, your old boy Fernandinho, your ex-captain, he went on and on and on, man, until the age of 37.
Yes.
So
you see the thing. That's why I said the thing is that you for United, that Casemiro signing is that spark that you needed, that stability. Because I think last season, or before Casemiro, United has always been suspect in defense. They don't have that anchor. The this kind of commanding presence. And I think United fans were saying also about the fact that we needed that defensive midfielder who can play the ball. And I think the De Jong was always that teasing factor, like, oh, can we get De Jong? No, whatever. And then when Casemiro comes in, no one expected it. And then moving into this season, you look at it like this is truly that signing of the season for United fans lah.
Yeah,
Yep,
annoyingly they've gotten
adding
this
on
right.
to what and adding on to what Zami said, right? Honestly, I feel that if United had gotten Frankie De Jong instead of Casemiro, I don't think they would
have been be in this
No, I
position,
mean,
right?
the position, yeah, because Casemiro adds that steal. I mean, I saw the video. I didn't watch the game, right? But I saw the video. Even after they won the cup, they were celebrating. He went up to Bruno and told him, "Why can't you just pass the ball?" You see, that's that kind of person you need in midfield, to to that presence who puts players in their place. And I think that adds a lot of value to the team. I don't think Frankie De Jong, he's a good player. He may not have done that to United. Maybe in a few years' time, but not. I think Casemiro is a very vital signing for you.
I think for what United need right now, Casemiro is the answer. He's the key. Right. FDJ is actually a really good player. Nobody's going to disregard his talent. That guy has a lot of talent. He's a top baller. But at this current moment, in terms of wants and need, they need Casemiro and they want FDJ. All right. So you put it on the balancing scale. I think with Casemiro, it tips over the scale more to his side rather than FDJ. So Neil, you've seen this guy, man, in the flesh in the final. I just want to ask you this hypothetical question. If we remove Casemiro from the midfield yesterday, do you think the outcome of the match would have been changed slightly? Maybe more towards Newcastle's favor?
I think that's quite unfair. That's not a fair thing to say lah, because United really had I call it the championship DNA lah. Because as much as Casemiro added on to it, right? I think even if he wasn't there, they have quality all over the field. And players are on form. You arguably got the best striker in the league right now, who's finally playing as a striker. And I feel like yes, but he added a lot to the team lah. And you just see how he was rallying them. The way he was shouting to the fans and everything. This guy is pure championship metal lah. Look at him. His resume speaks for it. He's arguably the number one name in the Brazil national team.
Still,
I would say he's my number one name down. If I'm gonna create a team of Brazilians, he's gonna be there locking up that midfield.
Yeah.
So yeah, he definitely added to it. Yeah.
Asmil, you also have a Brazilian guy, number 6. Maybe right now you got to check his passport. Is he really Brazilian or is he from Suriname? He goes by the name of Fabinho.
No, he's off form. I don't want to talk about him.
light brown skin guy. Looks like Brazilian. Yeah, could be from Suriname. But Asmil, how important, man? Because you guys also, I think when you were building up the squad, that one position you guys never had the luxury of was that number 6, that destroyer, that elite guy.
I'm sorry, I just got a question. You talk about which are you talking about? Thiago or Arthur Melo?
Sorry, no, none of them. Fabinho, they're Fabinho. Okay, so when they bought Fabinho, they had the same impact as well. All right, they felt the same effect as well. Tips when he got in. Straight off, the midfield looked different, and they went on this domination program, right, Asmilna?
Yes.
You
I
right
had
now
the
you're
joy of watching him score that stunner against City.
You're
remember.
right now the opposite side of the pond, looking at Manchester United having Casemiro. What do you make of this signing? Jealous that this is the guy that is doing the business for them?
Yes. I really like him even now, even at Real Madrid, that he's such an amazing player.
He always destroys Liverpool, especially in the final, right? Always coming up big against Liverpool.
And not just that, I mean, the crunching tackle on James Milner 2 years ago and all that was crazy. Like when we were chasing a 2-goal deficit and all this, like he really calmed it down for Real Madrid. And he's at the moment my favorite United player, I would say.
Ooh, big. That's big, man. Favorite United player.
You have a favorite United player. These kind of things you cannot say.
This is a disgrace.
No, why not?
Well, he's being
I'm
real,
not being-
man. Yeah, he's being real.
I mean, let's be
Yeah.
honest. He's
But I'll
he's
be
a
honest.
football
But I'll be
fan,
honest
right?
here.
Yeah.
I do not. I mean, I just do not like Bruno Fernandes. That's it.
Okay, you're not alone.
Yeah, that he's the one I find very irritating. That's it.
Okay,
That's
but
what I
wait.
can say.
But okay, fair. Okay, I'm like the judge here in the center, right? In terms of our layout, right? But Mio, I want to ask you right now. Azmil has laid down the cards and he says that he
Yeah.
doesn't like Bruno Fernandes. It's a
Okay.
very big statement.
Uh-huh.
I want to hear your defense, Mio.
Bruno Fernandes. Why should
The defense
he?
of my
Why should he be
captain.
liked? So what's the defense that he needs to put up right now? Why should Bruno Fernandes be liked?
Why must people like Bruno Fernandes? I'll be very honest. I dislike that rat.
Yes, yes.
Right? The way he earns penalty. But I want
Okay,
you. I want to hear
I know
from you.
some reason you
Fantastic
don't like
player,
Bruno
but
Fernandes
irritating.
because of the action that he made when he was tackled. But he's the captain material also. You see,
Which is
when
worse
he-
lah, because he's captain.
he's
Right?
the vice captain as for now for United.
Yeah.
But you see, when Bruno Fernandes comes to United in Ole's time in 2020 and 2021,
Mhm.
he did what we need in midfield,
Uh-huh.
and it goes
Mhm.
on until today.
Ooh.
But why? I don't know why some fans don't like Bruno Fernandes. I think because of his action and maybe he's Portuguese or what. Close to
Oh,
his-
no, whoa, whoa, whoa.
No,
nothing to do with that.
we didn't say that.
That is a very
But-
strong
but you see,
statement. Yeah.
But say about Casemiro, right? When he
Uh-huh.
watched the match when we lose 4-0 to Brentford,
Yeah, he texted his agent.
says-
I'll fix
he
this.
said
I
to
know.
Ten Hag,
I'll
"I will
fix
fix
this.
this."
Yes, yes.
which,
yes.
which means he fixed the defense.
Uh-huh.
You see when Casemiro without in the city when we lost 6-3,
Ooh.
with that one without Casemiro, you see how the midfield without Casemiro. There's
Okay.
a difference
Then, but I got a question here as well then.
Casemiro.
Casemiro played when you all lost 3-1 to Aston Villa as well. How about that? I had to.
Let's not talk about that. Let's not talk
That
about
one
that.
don't say that, but don't say lah.
We'll forget about.
Even you see when Casemiro was suspended,
Suspended.
we have
I'm kidding.
I think we have Eriksen and Fred in midfield.
Okay.
I think we
okay.
did well.
No,
Also.
I'm just
No,
kidding
no.
you. I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
a-
He was
it's a
just trying to
decent
pull a
play.
fast one.
I'm just disturbing, yeah.
Anne was right on this though. Bringing Casemiro instead of FDJ was a master stroke by the board. It would not be the same impact if FDJ came first. Most of us thought that Casemiro was done. I certainly thought that he was probably slightly over the hill, but how wrong can we be? But that's the best thing about football, right? You want to be proven wrong. You want to eat the humble
Yep.
pie fresh off the oven, and that's why we all love football because football has a way to humble you down, man. And that's definitely the case for Casemiro. This guy, right here. I want to speak slightly about him, and then we move on. Right, next one, Eddie Howe. A lot of memes came out actually, Sunil, right? Because he actually placed up that board. How many 100 days since we last won a trophy? They say, how many years? They say add one more year to that because you guys are not winning anything this season. So the meme was really viral right now. It's really vitriolic right now on Twitter. But how big of a job this guy has done? Because yesterday when you guys lost, a certain Joel Robert came in. Okay, and then he said he gave you your flowers. He said Newcastle this and that, this and that. But Newcastle needs to sack Eddie Howe right now. Thomas Tuchel is calling. I know you feel slightly indifferent when it comes to Eddie Howe. Your stance is, I would say, more on the non-popular side. But I don't know if I'm right now a Newcastle fan. I've put all my money in the bank for Eddie Howe to continue because I think he deserves it.
Wait, Anwari, stop. I need to stop you
Uh-huh.
there.
Okay, stop.
I think he will continue on with this project in Newcastle. He will steady the ship.
Mm-hmm.
But Sunil, I'm sorry to say this, I like Eddie Howe as a manager, but eventually also if Newcastle want to go to the next level,
Yep, agree.
they need to get a better manager.
Asmil,
I don't think you're gonna say
remember
sorry,
Brendan
Azmi.
Rodgers? Remember
Yes,
Brendan
that's
Rodgers?
what happened. Brendan Rodgers okay, then he did shit towards the end, but then you see we
But-
go and take Klopp, but I mean Newcastle, what exactly do you want as a Newcastle
Yes,
fan? I do
good
not
question,
know
man.
Newcastle.
Good
I do not
question.
know
Question,
Newcastle
good question,
fans'
Azmi.
ambition. No,
Yeah.
But I don't
I'm
think you have to say sorry. I don't think you have to say sorry to Sunil for that because I think Sunil's got a very valid answer coming up.
Okay, carry on.
Preparing already, yeah. Sunil, play. We need
Sunil,
to
come on,
present
man.
the
Eddie
case.
Howe, where do you stand, man? Where do you stand on this
Okay.
man?
Let's be real, Eddie Howe's not getting the sack anytime soon.
Mm,
Okay, he's a messiah for
But he
Newcastle
will quit and
United.
resign.
Wait. Why does that feel like a backhand compliment? He's a messiah.
Okay, because the way
That is not what we heard a few weeks ago, right?
Why
But
does it feel like it's a backhand compliment?
that's the popular opinion right now, right? I mean, he got us to a final.
Wait,
He's got us doing really
Sunil.
well.
Sunil, I asked Mio a straightforward question, yes or no? Don't be popular, least popular.
Let me change the setting.
Okay? put him center stage. Put him center stage.
Come on.
Therapy is on him now. Put him.
All right, Sunil. Anyhow, where do you stand on this, man?
Yes.
Okay, I agree with Asmil. Because I would say that he is probably the man for us right now. But next few years, if you want to take the step up, I feel like we need someone who's got experience in the Champions League. I don't know if Tuchel will still be around. I don't know who will be around, But yeah, in the next few years, if let's say we want to take the step up into the Champions League or like something else bigger, I would like to see a new manager.
Okay, fair. I think that's fair, right? You give him a bit of time, you give him a bit of a leeway because he has done a tremendous job. I think none of the Newcastle fans out there would have envisioned that Newcastle will be in this prime position right now to qualify for Champions League, to reach the final. That is some doing, man, coming from Eddie Howe. But where do you actually draw the line, Sunil? When do you say enough is enough?
I think like right now we are investing slowly into the club, right? When we start investing even more, expectations will increase. Right now we are still playing. Exactly. I'll bring up this comment by Tristan. We are still playing Dan Burn. We are still playing Joe Willock. We are still playing Sean Longstaff. These are players who don't exactly get everyone's blood rushing or racing. But then eventually the pressure will come when we start making the big ass signings. When we start making those marquee signings, like Isak was one of them. Imagine signing a few more players of that kind of caliber, that kind of clout. You would definitely feel the pressure eventually.
Go ahead.
Okay. Sorry, but you see about this Newcastle thing. You see about going to the next level, so right, Sunil. Yeah, and I check it's a good signing. But you see, somehow you have to start with a few more other signings to like change the mentality of the club. You see like how Tevez go to Man City, Aguero, all that. Then they change the mentality of the club. They always want to win more. Then there was Cantona who go to Man United and etc. That's how you also. That's one of my other suggestions.
Yeah, sometimes it could just be a player as well, right? It's not necessarily the manager. Right?
Yes.
Sometimes it could be a marquee signing. When you sign the correct, when you have the correct signing, sometimes you can actually move the needle slightly more. Zami, I draw a lot of parallel when it comes to Newcastle and Manchester City. When you guys got bought over, right, it was still Sparky. Mark Hughes was the manager.
I was about to actually address
and then you made that leap from
from
Sparky, and then it went on to Mancini, and that's where you guys actually crashed the floodgate open.
So you see, the thing is that
step for Eddie Howe in Newcastle?
I think I mentioned before. I think even in our past episodes, our past show, I mentioned about this. Like when Mark Hughes was still manager, so he was he got the reward of having new owners. So he bought Vincent Company. He bought Jerome Boateng. He got David Silva. And Yaya Toure. So in a way, Mark Hughes set the baseline for the foundation, So I think with Eddie Howe, I think we also forgot that Eddie Howe came to Newcastle in 2021. So I think it's about 2.5 years. I mean, if you take the account where he was appointed as Newcastle manager. So I guess the Newcastle board is kind of like looking at, okay, you know what? Let's have this maybe 3 or 5 year project. See how you go. We'll give you the funds. You get the right players. If let's say they feel that okay, you have done the best that you can, give you the golden handshake. We basically is nothing personal. You have done as much as possible because if you look at it also, for him to bring Newcastle to the Carabao Cup final is a small win. So I think people forgot that. You look at it, he was appointed 2021. 2 years later, 2.5 years later, he brought Newcastle to the Carabao Cup final. It's considered an achievement, even though it's still a small. And to look where we are last season, they were 11. They finished 11. Am I correct? Look where they are right now. they're fifth. It's still an improvement. So I think there's no reason for the Newcastle board to kind of like, you know what, start worrying, you know, like, hey, you know what, we should cut the losses, you know, sack him. It doesn't work that way, because I think Newcastle does not aspire to be what Chelsea owners are doing.
Mhm.
Because if
No,
it
and
goes that down, it's going to be very tricky, because people will look at the post as like, oh, you know what, should I take the, just because there's money there.
Yeah.
And no, not only that, you think about it, right? I feel that what Newcastle are doing is a very smart way of, going about doing their business, right? Gone are, let's be honest, apart from Chelsea, giving out 8-year contracts, and that is why they get away with it. Gone are the days where, you can just throw money and buy players. Nothing against, like what City did. But that was at that time. They had to do that to be where they are now, right? But with FFP measures, how stringent they are, Newcastle owners they are smart. I think seeing it as a football club, seeing from a business perspective, they have to play very smartly, right? And bringing in Eddie Howe, and what, this is his first full season as well, right? This is
First full
his
season, yeah.
first full season, and he's brought the club this far. I think, like what Zami said as well, they would want to give him a few years to
Yeah.
steady the shape, like maybe get into Europa this season, or even Champions League if possible, right? And once you get that, maybe they might give him a season in the Champions League, Europa, so that he can get in those players. If you're going to go in and bring in a high quality, high marquee signing as a manager, right?
Yeah.
Like, first and foremost, it's not going to be easy to get rid of players as well, the players that they already
True.
have, right?
True.
And bringing in too many things at one go, as we all know, right? Too many cooks spoil the soup. That saying goes, it goes without saying. That's what's happening in Chelsea right now. Too many cooks spoiling the soup, right?
Yep.
Go if so, you add layers of it, and then eventually reap
Yep.
the benefit of it. So I think what they're doing is a very good business model.
It's just for me, right? Going with what Tristan made mention of before we move on to the next one. In the same way Liverpool built the team, I think when it comes to team building, you also want to bet on the right horse, because right now, as the boss, as the money maker, you want to see whether this is the right guy moving forward, because it's a chicken and egg process, right? Am I gonna splurge all the cash that I have right now for this guy? Because if I do, then you land yourself into the Graham Potter territory. By at this current moment, they don't know whether they want to stick or twist. A lot of money, boy. You're talking about 600 million spent for one manager. So I understand the word patience. Of course, we all know it's a virtue. But if I'm the boss right now, moving forward, I'll be thinking to myself, I'll speak to the rest of the investors. Is Eddie Howe the right guy moving forward? And if he is, how much money? What is the capacity? Because you like it or not, name does attract name.
True.
So if Eddie Howe is not a sexy name, unfortunately, I don't know whether he will be a sexy name one day. But let's say right now, if the next day we wake up, Thomas Tuchel is the manager for Newcastle, I swear to God, man, you have a long
Newcastle.
list of players crawling on all fours, going to the northern part of England. They want to play for Newcastle. So you get what I mean, right, Sunil? This is a balancing act right now for your investors, for your bosses. Like, do we really want to bet on this guy heavily? If not, let's do the minimal and see where we land ourselves into. Okay, all right. Let's go on to the next one. Hey, I think it's only fair as well. It's only fair that we speak about this manager as well. He goes by the name of Eric Ten Hag. Oh, look at that smile, unbearable.
It's amazing.
I've never hated Joe. I've never
Uh,
hated Joe.
Wait,
Oi,
An.
yes.
Relax, boss. Good team, good club, good manager, but the fans.
The fans.
That's it.
No, we'll leave the fans, Azmila. We'll talk about the fans later on, because I've got a bone
You see
to pick
the
with
you see
Black
Mio's
Mamba.
eye there.
Yeah, you see, An, you bring
eyes.
up that photo. You bring up that photo, so the smile is nothing compared to that smirk, right?
Ooh,
The smile can
See
be
the
anything, but the
that guy.
smirk, it's a very
Smirk.
slight smirk. It's like I can't even do that smirk,
No.
Now the smile comes out.
It's the club smile, tips. It's the club smile. You know, you are gesturing towards the woman, and then she's dancing away, and then you go, hey. Hey.
It's just like that.
You know, man, this is your normal drill on a Friday night right now, tips.
Hey. Bye, guys. Nice
Mio.
talking to you. Wanna sleep?
Mio, I want to talk about your gaffer, man. Eric Ten Hag. Man, you talk about turnaround. We talk about miracle worker. You're talking about a serial winner. This is the guy. He encapsulates the DNA and the spirit of Manchester United, because the word DNA or the term DNA has been loosely banded
Do not
around
attack.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. let's stick with Ole, man. He knows what Manchester United is all about. He has the DNA. Oh, wait, anybody missing Ole Gunnar Solskjaer right now? Raise of hand. I do. Our content was flying off the shelf, when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was the manager.
Oh,
Every
how I miss
Wednesday
those
night.
days, huh?
Yes,
How I miss
every
those
Wednesday
days.
night. My God, high viewership, man, when Ole was around. But
The Ole stand-up comedy session.
wow, I love it, I love it. I would love it if we beat them. So, Arturo Mio, the mic is yours. Eric Ten Hag. At this current moment, he's being compared to the guy beside him, Alex Ferguson. Do you see traits of Alex Ferguson in Eric Ten Hag? And how far do you think Eric Ten Hag can actually bring this Manchester United?
With the new owners coming in, I think.
Wait, what new owners?
What?
Wait. Glazers was there, man.
Glazers in. Okay.
What news? What new owners?
Let
What
me
Arab?
say,
Hey.
under Sir Alex,
I
seriously.
think Haizam has something to say about it.
Yeah, guys, respect.
we are
respect.
doing well. With
Ah.
David Gill was in charge.
Oh, bro, wait.
And you're not
Give
the spotlight.
me-
Give me
Spent
ample
many
warning.
years.
Okay, all right, there you go.
But you see, when when Ole was sacked, we bring in Ralph Rangnick. Also a good manager, but don't
Open
know
your
from
eyes,
where.
bud. Open your eyes first.
But when the signings of Eric Ten Hag, the magic that he makes in Ajax, that makes the burst and the fireworks in United.
Ooh, profound, huh? Sunil, as a teacher, would you give that a 10 out of 10?
Made me tingle right there with the burst. I also burst a bit.
Linguistically,
Mio.
perfect.
Mio, I'm gonna throw this question to you, Mio. Right? Okay.
Hey,
So again,
Tim's
no doubt.
naughty today, yeah? He is tired. He wants to sleep early. He hantam from minute 1 just now. I
And
love it.
he's
I love it.
the
You see.
money in the bank guy, remember?
Okay.
No, Mio,
Zam-
Mio.
Somebody won last
Habibi
week.
is coming.
No, okay, wait. Serious question. And Mio, this is again nothing. Again, my questions today are not bantering anyone, right? So Ten Hag, he has proved
Says no one
himself.
ever.
Coming from Ajax and then doing this in the first season. Now, and he continues this form and he goes on to achieve success with United. And we all know that no matter how horrible the Spanish La Liga is, when Madrid comes calling, it's going to be hard. So, do you think Ten Hag will be there for a long time to come, or do you think he will go if Madrid comes calling? Let's be honest. Ancelotti is not going to be around there for a long time.
Ooh, sticky.
And there's a very high possibility if that happens this season or even next season, he may go.
Devil's advocate.
I will be there.
Wow, Steven, you really think about the future.
He said already, he loves United.
He'll say already
Bro.
lah, Tips.
Hey, Mio,
Everybody
Jack
says
Grealish said
Really?
he
You
loves
love
Aston
United?
Villa, my club, my city, my home. He went to City the following few weeks later. No loyalty in football in the
Wait.
aspect, unlike effortless time.
Tips. Wait. Why
I
are
don't
you
think
countering
Ten
his
Hag will
point?
do that, lah.
Yeah,
I don't think
I
Ten Hag will
agree.
do that.
I agree with you.
You don't think
Do
so?
you think
Okay.
that if let's say the new owners comes in, let's say the new owners comes in,
Oh, now let's say
do
already.
you think really let Ten Hag go? Just like that?
Nah.
You cannot hold anyone hostage
Okay, wait,
in
wait.
your workplace.
Hang on. Yes. Okay, hang on, Ridwan.
Okay. Azmina wants to join the party. Okay, Azmina, now it's your time.
Okay. Okay, if let's just say you get those rich owners to take over, but then Real Madrid, Barcelona also quite rich, what?
Ooh.
If they give
You talk
more
Barcelona.
and the
Asmin,
size
you say
of the
Barcelona,
club.
Zemi
Of
will
course,
get angry.
Manchester
Don't talk about
United.
Barcelona.
No,
Barcelona
sorry.
rich?
Manchester United is a big club, but
Yeah.
Real Madrid,
What if the big
Barcelona
one?
is- Yeah, they are one of the biggest also.
And yeah,
But
and
sorry,
they
Real Madrid biggest lah.
and then the new owners tell you that Ten Hag, I know it's cool, I know it's sexy that you dance the way you did with Lisandro Martinez and also fidget spinner, but I need more. Carabao Cup energy drink is not going to do it for us. We want the big boy trophy. What if that is the remit and he cannot deliver?
I have no idea any manager can be like Ten Hag.
Okay lah, fair, guys.
Fair
Okay,
enough, okay.
that's a good answer. I
But
think
okay,
No
wait.
other manager like Ten Hag.
Sunil wants to say. Sunil wants to.
Sunil,
wants to
prime
say.
Yeah, I wanna come
time.
in here.
Prime time.
And I want to hear your thoughts on this, Ridwan, because right now everyone is claiming that Ten Hag is the Messiah. He's got players playing, but think about it. They are saying that he's got Aaron Wan-Bissaka playing like the modern version of Cafu. But remember, Bissaka was a 50
But
million
wait. He marked your player, you know. He made your player fall.
Wait,
Okay.
Mio,
No,
let him finish first. And
It's
teacher
not
is
about
teaching. We
making
cannot
my player fall. I just want to hear your thoughts on this because think about it. Aaron Wan-Bissaka was a 50 million pound signing.
Okay.
Jadon Sancho is a 70 or 80 million pound
He made
signing.
your player fall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, yippee. But do you really think it's Ten Hag's doing? Do you think everything is Ten Hag's doing, or do you think? I mean, the price
It's
tags
the
attached to
player's
this.
mentality. Bissaka knows that he was not in the squad when Dalot was playing well.
I agree.
But you see, when he's as a competition in doing the right back, even in the left back, Shaw and Malaysia also fighting for their
Spot.
playing time.
Yeah, I agree.
Even
I agree.
Shaw playing as a centre back. So he's doing well. He knows. When Martinez was not around, he played as a centre back, and Malaysia playing as a left back.
So right now you're saying that Ten Hag is the Messiah, like moving forward.
Of course.
Of course. Okay, guys. With that, we rest our case. Until then, definitely there will be a time
Hey,
that we need to revisit.
you never ask the city guy, the rival.
Ah, Zami,
Put him in the spot. He wants.
No, okay.
Hey,
Back. Yes. Zami, before you let loose, sometimes I don't understand if you are really a Manchester City fan because it seems like you have more criticism towards Barcelona and Tebas, towards Liverpool, but you go very low and slow against Manchester United. It makes me wonder: are you really a Manchester City fan, Zami?
Because Manchester is one.
Okay, Zam, come on, Ten Hag. Are you right now shivering or shuddering in fear?
Okay, I would just want to say this to one. Okay.
To one or to
don't
all
forget-
Manchester United fans?
No, especially to one lah, because he
especially
needs
to
to so that he can spread the
Kalma.
gospel to United fans. Okay.
Oh,
So here's the thing. Ten Hag was a student of Pep. So you guys may want to kind of like give that credit when it's due. That he learned from one of the best.
Pep.
So if you're talking about era, it would if Ten Hag stays good lah, it's gonna be a good competition for the league.
It's all about me.
Don't forget, okay? Don't
Look,
forget.
Don't forget, okay?
Make
One
it
game
about
at a
you.
time.
Go into the fight, make it about you.
You listen, Mio used the best thing. One game at a time. Who started
okay.
it?
Don't do that. You're not wrong.
The
Van
apple
Damme, okay?
doesn't fall far from the tree.
Unless it's on a
Okay,
slope.
I'm done.
Okay, so
But the elephant stays strong on the tree, even though it is
strong.
The elephant stays strong on the trees.
every weekend there will be live weather report from me. Okay, so King Power Stadium, no win at all. Okay, so we have actually wasted about 30 seconds because all Zami wanted to say was he came from Pep.
No, not only that. I think Zami had a question that Mio didn't answer.
Yes.
What?
Mio,
Wait, what?
I think
What was the question?
The question was there. It was the first question. Now,
Uh-huh.
Ten Hag was a
What?
student of Pep. So if
Okay.
Ten Hag is a messiah, are you gonna admit and say that Pep? It's because of Pep.
Babes, you put it right out of my mouth, yeah.
Sudah
Damn
lah,
smart.
you all.
You are saying that, but even Van Gaal also what? Van Gaal also was in with Pep also what? With Jose also what?
Van Hal.
No, Mourinho.
He's running
No,
it back,
Jose
you know,
Mourinho.
under him.
all the way to Jose Mourinho now.
So you still haven't answered the question.
Yeah, you still haven't answered the question. Because if Ten Hag was the messiah for United, in a way, you guys are giving credit to Pep that Pep is really one of the
Yes or
world's
no?
best manager. Yes or no?
Why do I feel like you need to be charged more than
The
101?
power of
Can you hear us from Stratford End?
the power of the sport guy is very good lah. That's why I say.
Okay.
You need to
Manchester is ball lah.
Okay.
Manchester is ball.
Of course, I think it's all fun and game right now when it comes to the
Yeah,
Ten Hag and
yeah.
the potential impact of it. But Azmina, you and a couple of Liverpool boys, you guys went really hard, man. you went really deep against Manchester United for the past 3 or 4 seasons. And why not? This is football tribalism, right? We all want to poke fun as long as we keep it cordial. Not so cordial at times.
Depends.
but
Depends on.
depends on who lah, huh? But if it's Joel Robert, guys, do not keep your powders dry, okay? But looking at Manchester United right now, the resurgence of Manchester United, this is just the start. This is probably tip of the iceberg, as Milner. Are you fearful?
Yes.
First,
Yes.
of the trophy count, because you guys really
Admittedly,
hold on,
yes.
roll on to the
Admittedly,
trophy
yes.
count as if nothing else
Admittedly.
matters in this world. Do you think this is the right guy for them?
Of course, trophies are king, man. He is.
And looking at Ten Hag right now,
Definitely
do you see
100%.
shades of Ferguson? You're talking about dynasty, long dominance, trophies after trophies. Oh, he doesn't want to answer. That Liverpool
No,
inside of him
because
does not allow him to
Ferguson
answer.
is. No. Listen first.
Oh,
Because
listen,
Ferguson
okay.
is an amazing manager, so please don't. I don't think he deserves to be compared with anybody of the modern day.
Ten Hag style.
Listen what I say
Okay.
Tell me.
Hey, Cyril, I want you to close on this. Ten Hag. Are we looking at a manager that, like I mentioned, one day we'll be speaking about him in the same breath as the Peps of this world, the Klopps of this world?
I think okay, he's done well, but let's not get carried away. Okay, he's done well, but let's not get carried away. He's had a very good backing from the board. He's got in the players that he wanted. Give him another season. Let's see how he finishes. Whether he can bring in more players that he wants. Like there's been rumors of him getting that number 9 he craves, and then we see. For now, I'm still on the fence with him because of the fact that he's probably not proved it. You have to do it for a long, sustained period of time. If you do it for like 1 season, 2 seasons, then okay, he can be spoken in the same breath as Sir Alex Ferguson, so on and so forth. Plus, does he actually bring in the trophies? Yes, he's got a Carabao Cup, but what else? Because you can play magnificent football, but it counts for nothing if you don't bring in the trophies. So yeah, give him another 1 or 2 seasons.
Okay, Mio, last one, or something that just pop out. How long would you actually wait for Erik ten Hag to deliver? We are talking about Premier League title right now. It might just come this season. It might. All right, it's a big if, but there is a real shot at it. But how long would you wait for Ten Hag to deliver his first Premier League title? And if he doesn't, then this is where the X should fall on him. Like, how long would you wait it out? 2 seasons, 3 seasons? How long are you giving him?
For me, like this season, if we get, we'll be lucky to get. But let's say if this season is not, we give him next season.
Yeah, it's only fair, right? Yeah, it's only fair that this season, if he
because you
feels on
see,
it.
like Jose won with Chelsea, even in the first season, he never won a cup, a Premier League in the first season. He won it on the second season.
Conte did it.
Even
Ancelotti did it.
Klopp also, or even Pep Guardiola never win on their first season. Only they won on the second season.
Only the great Ranieri won in the first season in Leicester.
No lah, Ranieri. Oh yeah, Ranieri first season as well.
First season as well.
First full season. Yeah. So there is a common denominator. They are all Italians. Ancelotti, Conte, Ranieri. Oh, there you go. Azmilna, if you're looking for the next manager, Roberto De Zerbi. Zam, did Mancini win it on his first attempt? No, right?
No.
The second one, right? The Aguero moment was the second season.
The Aguero was the second season.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Enough. Manchester United. Enough. We want to talk about the real one. This one. Azmilna, tell me honestly, have you ever contemplated? Have you once looked at that rope?
Somebody happy, somebody smiling at him from Stratford End.
No.
Laughing
I just want to ask one question to Azmil.
Oh, now he's the host. Okay, let's go.
What did Henderson do blocking the goal?
What did Henderson do?
I don't know. Just thumbs up.
Wrong.
Problem coming.
You don't know where's the right end to score.
You don't talking to other girls, huh? Okay, Azmilna,
I don't know
you
what to
have
say.
been summoned, man. I mean,
You be someone. Azmil, give
if he
Azmil.
asks you, you better answer, boy.
Azmil, why you freeze, Azmil?
Oh, this
I
Azmilna,
don't
man.
know, man.
Same internet service
No, no,
provider
no,
with
it's
Sunil,
just
you know.
Okay.
Okay. Pasir Ris, he's the Pasir Ris vibes,
yeah,
Azam.
it's just
Hey,
that. Yeah, it just
Hey.
that moment just sums up the whole season on the whole
Okay,
everything.
speak
it's
to us.
just,
Speak to us about Liverpool.
we
Come on.
can't even shoot at the correct. No, not until that
Okay.
far. But please, this is very fucking ridiculous, man.
Phew.
whoa,
Like seriously.
coming in strong.
Fuck. Fuck
I'm-
is a
I
great
mean,
adjective.
the conversation is between me and you, but yeah, but you've seen a lot of my WhatsApp messages. It's just like
Oh my
almost every week
Horrible.
for this year, you've been seeing all those angry
Mm.
messages from me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait.
But yeah, I
what's
mean, I don't
wrong,
know, man.
BT?
I don't know
What's
gonna
wrong,
happen,
Azmil?
man.
What's wrong? Like, okay. I want to go first, right, guys? And then everybody can actually give your own piece take on this. Not piece take, your own piece rather. No, we're not doing piece take because piece take was done really just now with Manchester United. But later on you just pump in all those questions that you have for our dear Azmil here. I've got a question. This is from me. You guys had a horrible
Yes.
week, a week to forget. Okay, and let's start off with the Champions League embarrassment, that 5-2 mauling by Real Madrid. And what actually I found it really bemusing, right? Like right after that defeat, you guys first and foremost, your pants got pulled. You got embarrassed in front of your home crowd. That is completely unheard of. Playing under the lights, European night, no Liverpool squad gets embarrassed the way they did. Okay, it does not matter who was rocking up at Anfield, but to lose 5-2,
Not before,
and some of the goals scored, especially the Benzema's goal, right? He was toying with the defense, man, as well. And what I found really bemusing, right after the defeat, your fan base, the reflex online especially, was not to look at the manager, was not to look at the players, but straight you went for the owner's throat. I didn't see John Henry barking instructions at the touchline. It was Jurgen Klopp. Okay, and then as usual, the internet will always fail him when he's about to go hard on Liverpool. Okay, come on, Ismail.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, now we can hear you. Come on, lay your piece.
3 years ago, okay? After we won the title, yes, you
Mm.
may say on Wednesday night or Tuesday night barking orders and all this bullshit. But come on, after we won the title that time, why didn't we think about the future? Why didn't we think planning properly for what's going on for the next few years? And you can see Real Madrid and us. Real Madrid squad was completely different from the double winning season that had Ronaldo, Ramos, Benzema, Casemiro, Cruz, Modric. That one. Only two of those were in the lineup and played against us last week. What does that tell you? That they already planned their future long ago, right? And who is it down to? You tell me. Yeah, manager is crucial. What about the people behind?
Okay. So yeah, Sunil,
Yeah,
go
that's
on. Go
my
on.
point about why I
Okay,
very angry.
Azmi, I can tell like from the way your tone is, you are very passionate, all right? And I don't blame you because it can be disappointing, especially like two weeks ago, Jeef came onto the show and said that, hey, if we beat Newcastle, we are on the up. This is time for us to come up. And I honestly thought that, Liverpool beat Newcastle
That's
2-0,
nonsense.
comprehensive win. No, wait, hear me out, Azmi, because at the end of the day, I thought that this is a very good catapult for them to actually start climbing up the table. Two bad results subsequently, and then people are already jumping off that mini bandwagon. Question to you, Azmi, when will we start pointing the finger at Klopp?
And sorry, Azmil, before you answer Sunil's question, right? I want to add this as well because I wanted to ask you this. Now, Klopp has been with Liverpool for 7 years right now, going on the 8th year, if I'm not wrong, right? Okay. And in this 8 years, he's won a total of, I think, 6-7 trophies. Okay. Now, I know a lot of Liverpool
Everything
fans.
except Europa League, basically.
Yeah, but the thing is, I know a lot of Liverpool fans look up to Klopp because let's be honest, right? He came in at a time where Liverpool were actually not doing that great for the past 20 over seasons.
Yep.
And yes, granted, they've won the Champions League in 2005. They won, the FA Cup, League Cup, here and that, this and that. But I think he delivered what mattered the most, and that was the 2019, 2020, or the during the COVID, the EPL,
That holy
right?
grail, the Premier League.
That thing. Which again, granted, not taking that away from Klopp. But put the owners aside, when Klopp was hailed as a god, as a messiah, right?
God,
Where
God.
he can get
Higher.
things done.
God.
He can get things done. But
Hmm.
if it takes a true manager, a good manager, to bring the best out of what he has, or in whatever job you are at, right? Whatever work you do on your daily life, you have to work with the resources that you have, right? Now,
Agree.
I'm going to talk about United here for a second, very quickly, right?
Uh-huh.
Sancho wasn't performing. Ten Hag put him somewhere, send him to some mountain, some Himalayas or what, and then he comes back and he's performing. Same with Rashford, right?
Mhm.
So that is, I mean, for me, that's I don't know what the manager did lah. So what is it with Klopp? Like, when will Liverpool? Like, this is where Sunil question comes in. When will the fans say, you know what, maybe Klopp's time is actually up?
Yeah.
He's done good for Liverpool. He's brought them success. I'm not slating Liverpool here, nor Klopp. I just want to know why everybody is just FSG out. Put the owner side. In every workforce, it's going to be the same. You work with your resources.
Yep. Come on, Azmin. Oh, that's a long one, man. I don't know where you want to start from.
Come on, the stage is yours, Azmil.
Azmin, come on.
Take
Take your time.
this. I agree with what Sunil says. Fine. It's not that I'm completely blaming FSG. It's also his fault at times also for not changing tactics, adapting to the other teams, what they are good at, and not beforehand and all this. This is also I disagree with him that the manager is free from reason. He isn't. We all want him to stay to do well. We want whoever is associated with our club to do well with us. That's for sure. But the thing is, right, on the Champions League that time, the season before we won the league title, I remember a lot of our fans also were saying, like, we just won the Champions League. Why did we only sign in that time? Why was Adrian outside? Then, like, as the season goes by, like, the following year, we win the league title. Only who? Jota and Thiago? Then slowly, last season, we won the double. We only signed Ate and Jota. And people we keep making us sell players first. Then we bring in the. For what? You tell me. Why? Why do we have to? He is also not free from criticism. Have our words also and say what we have to say with him.
Okay, all right. I think what I can pick up essentially is Klopp has been failed by the board, and if it wasn't for the board, Klopp would be in a better position right now. I agree with many of the points made, but the only thing that I don't understand personally, I mean, this is my personal opinion, right? You don't have to take it for gospel because you are the one who supports Liverpool. So my piece is really a drop in the ocean. It shouldn't matter to you. But like I always mention to you consistently, every single defeat you will text me. You said it. You said it 3 years ago. You said it 3 years ago. Okay, because what I saw in Jurgen Klopp and also your board reminds me so much of the old Arsenal with Arsene Wenger and the Kroenkes. Yeah, so Arsene Wenger was the perfect security blanket. He was the perfect human shield for the Kroenkes for them not to spend. And then slowly but surely, we had to actually lower down our expectation from winning and competing for the top honors. It became qualifying for the Champions League. Fourth is a trophy. He infamously said, and that didn't sink in well with us. And your manager said as well this season, if you can remember in one of his presser, he said that for Liverpool is always qualifying for the Champions League first. Fighting for the title is a bonus. That's what he said. And I cannot help it, Azmil. I really cannot help it. But he screams so much of Arsene Wenger. And that was his feelings. For all the good that we speak about Arsene Wenger, the professor, the guy who revolutionized football, the guy who passed it on the floor. But that was that one little blemish in his report card, that he stayed for too long and he actually curbed his ambition for the good of the financials. And you look at Klopp right now, he's a great manager, man. He is right now in his prime. He's what? He's only 50 odd plus. He shouldn't be in this decline right now. And I think it's really a poor indictment of the club's state of affairs that, yes, I agree, there's only so much that Klopp can do, but I don't think he should completely be absolved from all the football crimes, for lack of a better word, right, that he has actually committed. One thing, blind faith. He's overly loyal to a certain crop of players. Those players who got him there, he would never harangue them. Never
Correct.
harangue
But
them,
you see, I think
on public record.
yeah.
And that's why tips, right? You get where you get where I'm coming from.
No, I get where you're coming
It's
from. You see, I saw sorry,
Okay,
I
boss,
saw
this
this
one
clip,
I
and I
agree.
don't know if this
I agree with you, okay? That he led for too long. This one I agree.
sorry, tips.
So,
Azmin,
so,
can you
so
pause?
no,
Can you pause? Yeah, tips. Go ahead.
so you see, for me, okay, I saw this video this morning on Twitter. And the thing is, I don't know if it was on the Palace game, because I know that game ended as a, it was a 0-0 draw.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether it was a disallowed goal for Palace or if it was a Madrid game, right? The corner that the opposition took, everybody was slating Trent. Why was Trent not defending? But then if you watch that clip and you see how Liverpool sets up, it's more of zonal marking than man-to-man, player-to-player marking, right? Because Trent was setting the player, the ball comes in, the fella runs and hits the ball, but Trent wasn't following him.
Yeah.
So now the question then backs, like, you put the owner aside, is this the players who are not up to standard, or your question on Klopp's underlying, what's that word, lack of faith with the players who got him that EPL title back a couple of seasons ago in the Champions League. So it can't, I mean, you're right, the Klopp has to absorb some blame, the players have to absorb some blame. It can't be FSG the
FSG
entire
alone,
time, because not every time money is going to save you. Yes, Man City had the money, Chelsea had the money, Man City had the money, Newcastle have it right now, right? We don't even know if the Qataris are going to buy United, as a matter of fact, or where. Not everyone is blessed with that. When it happens, great, it happens. But you can't be saying that FSG out, we want new owners, FSG out. Reality of life. If it happens, it happens, right? If it doesn't happen, what are you going to do? What is the next step then?
I think I want to add on what Tip say. The thing is that there is so much that the owners can do, because at the end of the day, the blade still falls on the manager. Like, I mean, if you look at it, like, if you look at what Klopp has been doing, what just because he's at the top club, that doesn't mean he has a free pass compared to managers in a mid-table club, or even fighting relegation. Because you see, as it is, right? If you guys went through what Newcastle had with Mike Ashley, that era, had to sell before you buy, then you guys can blame guys can blame the board. But what I don't understand is that you guys were screaming for midfielders or replacement, but then again, you guys were going to, going for Gakpo, you went for you see, that's the thing. It doesn't, from a neutral perspective, it really doesn't make sense, because like the owners are giving you guys money, but you guys are not buying the right players. So which is baffling, So as Liverpool fans, I know it's not, like I said, as much as I think the running joke is that, like, I always like to hentam Liverpool fans, I always like to hentam Liverpool. But you look from a perspective where, from running from a business, you want money, I give you the money. You want the players, I give you the money to buy the players, and yet you guys are not buying the right players for that position, which comes back to the question: who's at fault? You cannot blame the owners for not giving, because I think Sunil can relate, because, like I said, as a Newcastle fan, Mike Ashley, he was the most ham-fisted owner who won't even open up his checkbook to buy a player, which
it doesn't even have a wallet.
It doesn't even have a wallet. FSG, how much you guys pay for Gakpo? How much you guys paid for Luis Diaz? I think the problem lies is this, that I think okay, and also Darwin Núñez. I think the problem that Liverpool fans have to accept is that I think Klopp is kind of like, I think building on that base of the fact that I won the titles for you guys. I think this is the golden era for Liverpool fans. But he's not infallible, because at the end of the day, if you want to look at City, I think I spoke before. Pep wants the player, the board, Soriano, Tixi goes for the player that he wants. Okay, so there's that cooperation where, as a manager, I declared I want these players. So if Klopp knows that, like what Azmi mentioned, like you guys need to replace midfield, you guys need to replace Jordan Henderson, you guys need to replace this, replace that. But but the players that you guys are bringing are not replacing the same players that Klopp are saying, like I need the players. So it begs to the question that you cannot, every single time Liverpool fans cannot blame FSG, because at the end of the day, the owners have given you the money, and the amount is not little. No, I think let's go to United. You guys are saying Glazers out, but you do realize that Glazers are using is that rolling money, but they are getting the players that
Anthony,
fit the club.
Sancho.
Yeah. So that
Casemiro,
comes back to the point that at the end of the day, I think the Liverpool fans must temper the expectations that just maybe Klopp has really run his course.
Or adding on, not only Klopp, you see, because if if you're talking about transfers for a club, right, it only doesn't the players, the manager identifies the players that he or she wants. Like for Arsenal, you guys go to Edu, for Zami, I mean for City they go to Tixi, for Villa we go to Johan Langer, for I think for Newcastle they go to that dude they got from Brighton, I forgot his name.
Ashford.
Right? Ashford, yeah. So if that's the case, so if let's say Klopp is really highlighting and say that, hey, we need to strengthen the midfield. Henderson is getting old, Milner is way past it, then they go and get Arthur Melo. Right? Like, what's then going on there? Put FSG aside there. So what is happening between Klopp and the sporting director or the transfer team or the scouts? So who's to be blamed? Is the scouts to be blamed? The sporting director to be blamed? Right?
Seems like there's a big breakage, right? There's a big breakage in terms of line of communication between the manager, the scouting team, and also the transfer team. It seems like they are not all in sync right now, as Milner. So, unfortunately, for the non-loving Jurgen Klopp guys like us, we see through him, right? We are saying our piece just because we are more objective and more critical as a non-fan, and that's why we think that Jurgen Klopp shouldn't be exonerated entirely. There should be a piece or a big piece, I think, in this case, of the blame that should be shouldered by him. And I feel that there is also this is a fashion, right? If you don't like the owner, you would straight away, right? Your eyes will be leveled at the manager. But if you like the manager, then the criticism will always be for the board. It's always that fashion, right? And same thing like with Ten Hag when he started, he lost back-to-back games because the United fans believe so much in Ten Hag, they want it to work. They didn't want to lay the blame at his doorstep. They went for the Glazers, right? Same thing for us because we love Arsene Wenger so much. For the first 10 years, when he was really in a mad decline, we didn't want to blame him. We blamed the Cronkies. And when we realized, hey, you know what? This is more than just the owners, The manager is also yeah, same thing like Ole, right? That's a good one to start with. That's really a good point to start with. They didn't like Ole, and that's why it was Ole out. It was more Ole out than Glazers out back then. Because simply they don't fancy the manager. So could it be the case as well for Liverpool fans because they love and they really laud Jurgen Klopp like they should? That's why now it's FSG and it's not Klopp. Okay, Azmil? No? Yes? Okay.
Azmil,
Can I jump in on this?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I want to ask Zam.
I know, bro.
Okay, Azmil. Your internet you gotta fix up for a while, right?
Okay.
Can we hear you? Okay, Ken, go.
The other time I see FSG out, that's true. Okay. The other time I see yes, Klopp, maybe that time completely, but then at the same time also clear the road out this summer. Remaining few games, just make use of what you have. Okay. That's what I will feel now.
Okay,
that's
right.
for
Sunil,
this season. But the one I really, sorry.
No, ask me. Go on. Because
okay.
I want to hear what you think
Sunil
about how they would do next season.
Okay.
Wow, next season.
Next season, yes.
I dare not think about it now, to be honest.
Okay, I tell you
I
what.
wanna hear Sunil. No? Yeah.
We'll move on to Sunil. Sunil, you had
Uh,
something, right? Why don't you
yeah.
move on and say your piece?
Yeah, Sunil. I
Yeah.
wanna hear Sunil.
Okay, so how I see it is, okay, I'm gonna ask Zami this because
Uh,
right now, if let's say Liverpool, if let's say Man City was in the same predicament as Liverpool,
mhm,
all right, they've won. Pep has won many titles. He's been one of, arguably the best in Man City's history. If
yeah.
Man City was having a season like Liverpool,
Mm,
all right, whereby they are as good as out lah in the round of 16 as Champions League,
mm, mm,
and they are, what do you call it? Effectively out the title race.
mm.
Do you think Pep would still have a job?
Oof.
Okay, this is interesting because remember that announcement when they announced Pep was coming to City when Pellegrini was still manager.
Yep.
Mm.
Yep. Yep.
So City fans were quite divided in that sense, because
Mm,
it's like Pellegrini was not exactly doing a bad job. So even for me, like I think it's like we wanted, like I think it was that catch-22 situation where
mhm,
Pep is coming, but then again Pellegrini is not exactly a bad manager.
mm,
So I think it's kind of like, from a fan's perspective, I don't begrudge the owner for doing that move lah, because
mhm,
at the end of the day, Pellegrini did the job. Pellegrini won the title for us. If Pep leaves also, or even if, let's say, if Pep gets sacked,
mhm.
we won't begrudge him, because the thing is that he brought us that golden era in this
Yep.
modern era. So I think for Liverpool fans, I think that fear is that if Klopp goes,
Mhm.
they will go back to that era where it's gonna be that wilderness. I think that's the fear that Liverpool fans have.
Yeah. I think the pity.
I
The
think-
pity.
And you cannot
You
blame
just
them for
said
you
it.
cannot blame them
You
for
just said
having
it,
Yeah,
Bobby.
cannot remember. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you see,
No.
the thing is that if you look at it, like, okay, like I think, like for United fans, when Ferguson left, I think that fear of the unknown, like who's the next manager going to be like? I
Agree.
think
I
that is
agree.
the fear that, or even for Arsenal for that matter, when
Yeah.
Wenger retired,
Yep.
that
Agree.
fear of like who, is the next manager gonna
Yeah.
elevate
Yeah.
us or even keep to that standard? I think
Yeah.
for Liverpool fans, after winning the title, after literally almost winning everything that was on offer,
Yeah.
the only way that you guys can go is where?
Mm,
And if the person who brought that success leaves,
mhm,
is the only way is down. Is that, and then and I think that's the fear that they have, that what,
mhm.
we do not want to go through that wilderness again. I think
Yep.
that's the fear that they have.
True.
So I think the best, the easiest way to put it is, what,
Mhm,
the owners are, because what, you didn't support the manager enough, but
mhm.
from FSG they can just bring up the point, like what I mentioned earlier. We give you
Yeah.
the funds.
Yeah.
So I think that's the point. I think, Sunil, I hope I answered that question, because for City, if Pep goes, I wouldn't begrudge him. But then,
Yeah.
if the time comes, the time comes lah.
No, and going back to Sunil's question, right? I think he actually
I think what he
advanced
meant-
that question. Yeah. Would Pep still be in charge? I don't think he will.
No, I don't think
he
he
will.
will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably the
Because
best.
yeah,
I think the best they would actually just hold on to that stick for one season, Sunil.
Mm.
And right, they are ruthless, man. They are a winning machine.
Yeah.
And they got no time for romance. They got no time for
No, but
sentimentals.
okay. To be very honest, I don't think City is like that. Chelsea, yes, they second
yes.
fire managers, But
Yeah.
I've never known City to be that ruthless,
Mhm.
But you see, if Pep was having the season that Klopp is having right now, right? I don't think
Yeah.
City will sack him because of what he has done over the past 8
Credit
years.
in the bank.
The amount
They
of
got credit in the
right.
bank. Yeah.
But if, let's say, Pep had only won 6-7 titles in total since he took
Mm.
over City 8 years ago, that means the same predicament as Klopp, the same amount.
Exactly.
8
Yep,
years,
yep.
one Premier League title for it. Like what?
Yeah.
How? I mean, I really don't know the breakdown.
7,
but
8 years,
6 titles in
one
total.
Premier League title to show for, right? Yeah.
And the rest 6 titles total. Then, if that's the case, and now City is where Liverpool is, would you guys then, Zami, would you want Pep to be sacked then? I think that's what Sunil wanted to
Yeah.
ask.
I think definitely, because you see, the thing is that if he has to go, he has to go, because at the end of the day, the tactics has been found out. Even I think right now, if you look at Pep, the murmurs are there already. Like, fans are divided, because I
Yeah.
think that's Liverpool fans are what I can relate to how Liverpool fans are feeling right now.
Yeah.
Even I know if you're going way back with United fans, Ole. So I think the issue here is that when a manager runs his course, should he be given so much slack just because he has won titles
One,
previously.
yeah. Azmil?
I think that's the predicament that I think I
Okay.
would call it the civil war between fans lah.
I think what we can do
Okay.
here, and I think we
Listen
can
up,
just before we close.
Sorry, Azmil, you got
Azmil, you
anything
want to
to add
say?
on for this one?
Listen up, You all say let go of Klopp, right? But at least that time when Man City let go of Pellegrini, they had a plan. If you let go of Klopp, who are we going to take him with? Our back, whoever is the better, but who do we have in mind? At least think about that also, lah. If you want to, anybody wants to talk about.
No, we are not saying that Liverpool has to let go of Klopp, right? But sometimes, right, change is the only constant, Azmil.
No,
right?
but think about the plan also. I know.
No, I think there's a bit of there's a big
plan.
sometimes, right, there is a big snobbery that's going on when it comes to fans thinking. We always think that we know best. We always think that the board right now, as we are speaking in a parallel dimension, we think that they are not talking about it. We always think that they don't have a backup plan, a contingency plan. But we are really foolish if we think so, right? These people, they are where they are right
businessmen.
now. Yeah, because
They're
of how
businessmen.
ruthless they have been, and because of your business acumen. I'm very sure right now, as we are speaking, they have probably rolled out an exhaustive list of people who can actually replace Klopp.
Yeah.
So it'll be very foolish of us to think that who else, what's better than Klopp? Are you telling me that if Klopp does tender in his resignation, that's the end of Liverpool Football Club? This is a massive
it's not.
institution, you know?
Yeah.
No, the club will run after Klopp. The club has ran before Klopp. It will still continue to be successful even without Jurgen Klopp.
Yeah. And I think what we is before we wrap this topic up, maybe moving on next one. It's been actually a very fruitful discussion about this Liverpool thing, But let's just end this on a light note, right? And I just want to hear one person, and this is not from a Liverpool fan, from Mr. Arturo Mio up there. As a United, Mio, I'm not going to ask you to diss Liverpool or make fun of them. Nothing. You are a United fan, right? Okay. Do you think Klopp should continue with Liverpool, or do you think maybe the time is up?
For me, right, as a rival fan, he needs
No,
to
bro.
change his tactics.
Okay, continue.
He needs to change his tactics.
Just listen, come on.
He knows that Fabinho, Thiago, and Milner is old. He needs to change. He knows that.
Okay.
But why every game still play them? He knows the problem. He still play them.
Fair enough.
But who is to blame? Who is the one that put the name on lineup? Not the team manager, not the other one. It's Klopp. I'm not blaming Klopp or what, but he knows Klopp needs to change. But will in the upcoming next season, who will come in Liverpool if Liverpool did not qualify for Champions League or Europa League? Who will come?
Who? You better beat them,
Maybe
Your next Premier League game is against them.
it will be tough.
For all that smoke.
No, first we play Wolves. Wait, listen. We are playing Wolves first.
No. I'm talking about United. Their next Premier League game is against you guys.
Man, I really hope we really wake up.
Okay, all right. Let's move on to the last one, man. This Liverpool topic can never end. All right, because you're not the only
guys,
one. Yes.
Honestly, they will not. I just ask.
Sorry?
He lost you there.
No, I can only see.
At least
because
in the past when they challenge for the title, right?
Oh, can you beat United? Of course you can. This is Anfield. Okay, you have a big hand in where this title will actually land. Because we have to come.
hands.
Yes, so you have to play Man City. We have to play you guys. United have to play you guys.
I'll be here.
You gotta pretend. Okay, Azmil, stop wherever you are. You remind me so much of the word constipation, man. All right, let's go to this one. Okay,
the last topic.
Last topic of the night, Zam. This is Liverpool are not the only people right now who are in the cave, because if you check in, right, you can see Chelsea was, or rather not was, they are still here, right, Tips? They are still deep into the cave right now.
Chelsea,
Baba is an understatement, no?
Yeah, man, guys, have we seen anything like this before? 600 million only for them to come up with social experiment on how far can they take this to? How patient can you be with your football club?
Let me give you guys a fun fact, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Right. When Emery took over Villa, right?
Uh-huh.
They had 12. They had like
I know they
12
same point with Aston Villa right now.
And now, after 11 games, we are on point with Chelsea.
Sunil,
That's
It is
And
how
the worst
bad-
part, and the worst part, you know what? They are 10
Ah.
points from the bottom of the table, you know.
why is it all about
Chelsea
them?
is 10
Sunil?
points. Chelsea is 10 points above relegation zone.
Sunil,
But
go.
Tim, you always do this, no, Tim. I remember
What?
a few sessions ago, you actually said the same thing. Newcastle have been doing very well, but we are only 6 points behind them. So don't ruin it, Tips.
That's why he does.
Finally go into the night gentle.
He doesn't deserve anything good. Aston Villa does.
I didn't do anything in Newcastle.
This is
I
what
know.
tips reverse psychology.
No, Zam,
No,
you are not
I-
in a position to say
no.
anything because
I-
you
I
always
am
speaking
just-
about you.
You see, I'm just talking about Chelsea's decline or Chelsea's
Ah,
whatever
you
you call that,
psychology.
because
Okay.
for a team that was languishing in a relegation zone
Yeah,
with Sleepy
yeah.
G as the manager,
Okay.
you know, now that we're on points with them, that goes to show how bad they have been.
No,
Nothing about Villa.
how brilliant Unai Emery has been.
Yes.
No, it's not about Villa.
Wins.
And bring out the
Ah.
poster. It's about Chelsea in the mud, not Villa in the
Yeah.
wings, right? So we talk about Chelsea, right?
Okay.
How bad have they-
The question that I asked right before I actually brought this poster up. Have we seen anything quite like this? This is the same owner, right? Who went around Europe with his cash gun. He sprayed cash all around Europe, apparently getting all the best talent. And 600 million later, they are languishing in 10th position right now. The same, Sunil, remember, same point as who? Aston Villa. Aston Villa. Remember that, okay?
What happened? What happened? Sorry.
But and I actually caught a glimpse of the match between Spurs and Chelsea. First and foremost,
Wait,
no
what did you
innovation
repeat
at
what you
all.
just said? What Aston Villa? Why Aston Villa came up?
Oh no, I was just giving a bit of forward
Yes.
into
8
this
points.
topic right now. Yeah, for all the money that they have spent,
Points.
they only
Oh.
find themselves level
Exactly.
with the great Aston Villa and the masterful
Aston Villa.
Unai Emery. Okay.
This has nothing to do with Villa. Do not bring in the sleeping lion. Let them
Chelsea
sleep in
right
peace.
Chelsea right now, they are in a precarious position because if they sack their manager, they have to part ways with at least 60 million because they are paying that guy 12 million per year. He's on a 5 years contract, and this is also without the inclusion of the money they had to pay to Brighton to get him out of the clause, to get him out of the contract. I think they paid about
That was
20
20 million. 20 on
20 million, right? 20 million. And on top of that, they also brought his whole
staff.
entourage, into Chelsea as well. So if you factor in all those money they have spent on this guy, he can actually work up to 100 million, man, Sunil. Like, how do you navigate through this really sticky period? Because you look at Chelsea, they don't inspire any confidence, especially the manager.
But Anne, have you realized something? How fast has the vote of confidence come in after every poor
Yes.
Chelsea performance?
3
How
seconds?
fast?
3
It's
seconds.
always- I don't know who that guy is. Ben Jacobs is quite a reputed
Yeah,
journalist,
he works
right?
for CBS Sports. Yeah,
Look how fast the vote of confidence comes in. Immediately after the game, vote of
Template.
confidence is there
template
again.
answer. Yeah,
It's over there. But look at Potter. Potter I think he's under so much pressure right now, right?
Mm.
That he's actually clutching at straws. He
He is.
doesn't have a first 11.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a first 11 in his head. Like, look at who did they start with? Thiago Silva
Sterling.
and Koulibaly, is it?
Koulibaly.
Koulibaly,
yeah.
Centre-back.
And they have
Yeah,
Buddy
Koulibaly
Shield,
was-
eh?
By the shield. By the shield.
Yeah, yeah,
But
Buddy
Buddy
Shield.
Shield
Was
was
really well.
starting for the past 3 games.
Yeah, yeah.
Then right now, because Potter is under so much pressure to make such a huge change, right? He's I don't know. In Malay, we call it asal boleh.
Asal boleh, yeah.
He's
He's
throwing-
snapping. He is
he's
snapping at
just
everything.
throwing, and then he's clutching at straws. So I don't see it. And I saw the game,
Yeah.
Mudryk actually played well in his first game, his debut.
Against Liverpool. Yeah, Liverpool.
Against
15 minutes
Liverpool.
cameo, yeah.
Cutting in on the left, the new Hazard has arrived. Ever since then, he's actually been a scam. I feel he has been a scam. It's like
I think
those
it's a
kind of
scam,
scam, where you
Yeah.
send your OTP. He has been scammed.
He's been scammed. He's supposed to go to Arsenal.
Swindle.
Exactly, An. You dodged one,
Oh yeah, you dodged one. I
You
think so.
dodged one, Because for that amount of money, he would have become Pepe 2.0 for you.
Yeah.
Okay?
You
He
know,
would have become
and
Pepe
funnily
2.0.
enough, Noni
Hmm.
Maduke can come out and say that I've always wanted to come back home and play, and what better club to go to than Chelsea? Like
Uh.
the amount of angkat that they're doing are just because they want to play for Chelsea.
Hey,
I'm
Zam.
not the
No, okay.
But I
This
want
is.
to know. I want to ask you guys.
Okay.
Do they overpay for Enzo Fernandez?
I think they
Yeah,
overpaid
of
for
course.
everyone, bro.
Of course.
Did you
That's not even a
overpay for
question.
did you overpay
I mean,
for
do you think
Sancho? Did
Did you overpay for
Do
Anthony?
you,
Did you overpay for Harry
do you
Maguire?
pay for Anthony or not? Do you overpay for? Don't ask questions
Which
like
I
you
think
don't
yes
want to
lah.
answer.
Which is actually yes lah.
How do you feel when Harry Maguire carried the trophy as a captain?
Man, this is not about
Why are we
Manchester
coming back to
United.
Harry Maguire?
No.
What is
Okay.
coming back?
Because Mio
It is
asked the
Chelsea,
question
not
like
United.
Enzo overpaid, like
Overpaid for sure, but
for sure,
Overpaid.
it's overpaid.
yeah.
Yeah.
In this market, you never pay a player for his true value. Like, but the question that I really want to ask you guys.
After 6 months at Benfica, really 105 million because
Yeah.
he won the World Cup Argentina. Oh man,
And-
this is crazy.
Yeah,
and
Benfica,
tips.
the biggest swindler, okay?
The question that I have in mind right now, when Chelsea goes around telling people of this great project, assumingly this is one project that's going to go bang in the next few years, do you think the players they have their heart set on playing for Chelsea, or is it just for the money? Because we have seen
It's money.
really bad examples starting out from Man City when they started off this rock and roll buying, right? Joe, Eleanor, and then they've got Robinho, all the big stars. They came and they went. Right now, distant memory. There's not even a trace of them in the history book of Manchester City. It's as if they never played for Man City before.
That's why
So
Roque Santa
let's-
Cruz.
Yeah, Santa Cruz and all these players,
Oh my
right?
god, don't
This
even
is-
mention that.
This current tactic that is being deployed by Todd Boehly and also whoever his entourage is definitely not working to a T. But how do they then rectify this issue right now? How? They are knee deep, right now when it comes to all the problems that they actually set themselves for.
With Chelsea, right? We've okay. Just backtrack. Liverpool fans are calling for FSG's head because they're not spending enough, and
Yes,
Chelsea
good
fans are
one.
calling for the manager's head.
Manager's
I
head.
think it should be the
Yes,
other way
perfect.
around.
Perfect way to put
For
it.
Chelsea, it is not
Yeah.
Potter. We know if Potter is given the time and
Yeah.
he is allowed to buy his players, not Boli playing football manager, I think Chelsea could be somewhere. Joel said last week, if this crop of Chelsea players actually can click, they're going to be a dominant force, right? But how long are they going to wait it out? Because like you said, if they're going to sack Potter, they got to pay close to, let's say, 80 to 100 million, including the money they're going to pay Brighton. That's the cost of Enzo Fernandez. You add 5 more million, right?
Yeah.
Are they going to do that? It's really hard for me. I mean, who are they going to bring in? Zidane?
What would you do, Tips, if you are right now top boy? You look at your manager right now. He's disheveled. He looks half the man he was when he walked into the doors of Chelsea. What do you do with him?
As a business, if I was a businessman, if I was Todd Boehly, right, I wouldn't sack Potter because I've invested so much of money.
Yeah, that's why.
Am I going to spend more money to get rid of a manager? And only that, you're going to hire a manager, you're going to hire the backroom staff, you're going to pay money for that as well. If that doesn't work out? And this guy's an American. As much as we all know how American owners are, FSG, Glazers, Kroenke, they're all American owners. At the end of the day, the only thing they care about is how much money they have in their bank balance.
Yeah. Potter needs to find the right system with this player. I guess next season will be where we can judge him fully. His season needs to end ASAP. Badly need the prison. Hey, guys, I mean, we are speaking hyperbole, right? Maybe it's a big maybe, but you look at where they are right now. They are closer to the relegation zone than they are to the top, to the summit of the Premier League. And if they go on a losing run, next match they have Zam. If you don't mind checking the fixture for Chelsea, they have Leeds United who are fighting for their life right now. That looks like a potential L, Sunil. And then they've got they still have Arsenal to play. They still have, I think, all the big boys to play.
They're playing Leeds. They're playing Leeds next.
They are playing. Okay, so the next fixture that they're gonna have is against Leeds at home. Then they're gonna play Champions League Dortmund. Leicester away, and then Everton home. So I think the next 5 games will be
winnables.
The litmus test. Okay, I wouldn't say winnables lah, because unless Potter is really that clueless, like he's like in the like that meme of John Travolta coming into the room like where am I? that meme like where am I? Like what am I supposed to do? Like what am I supposed to do? So I think if you look at it, that like what they need is that they need to get their act together. I think the Leeds game, even though it's Leeds are fighting for their lives, but it's a home game for Chelsea. If they cannot even win that, right, I tell you, with the form that they had previously, the games that they had, right, I think the last win that they had against Bournemouth, is it 2-0?
When was that, man?
After that, yeah,
That must
that
be
was
months ago in January.
yeah, that was when
Or late
January
December.
28 December.
Is
yeah,
it late,
you
late
see,
December? I remember I watched the
late
match.
December, and they have not been they have not okay,
They
they
haven't
won
won
against
since.
Crystal Palace. I think they won Crystal Palace 1-0. But then also
Have they?
coming from a team that has invested so much
Yeah.
and only winning by the skin of their teeth, right, says a lot that the technique that they have here is that the buying players and then throwing the team together for the first 11
Not
is not
working.
working lah.
Yeah.
And I think
And-
one way you cannot blame Potter, because Potter, he's trying his best.
Yeah.
But is this the players that he want or not?
Yeah.
That's the question that needs to be asked.
It's an overly bloated squad, right, guys? And something that some managers, if you ask them, you give them an option of, do you want a slim and lean squad that you can work with, or do you want to have, all this talent in the world, but it's over bloated? They will choose the former. Any manager, you give them the option, they want to work with a specific core. The lesser, the better for them, right? And now you're looking at the squad, like I mentioned in my IG story just now. It was it was a funny one, right? Because Aspi was down with a head injury, I think. And then there was Mudrik and also Enzo
Playing 1-2, right?
playing 1-2. I think they don't even recognize Aspi is actually part of Chelsea because they have too many players in the squad right now. So Sunil, if you're
But
a
wait,
Chelsea fan,
guys,
oi, yes. Go ahead, Ismail.
I feel
go
this
ahead,
team can become a force eventually, Chelsea. They have.
No, they look
Maybe
like a
not
spent
so
force.
soon, but eventually they can gel.
Yeah, that's the part. That's the question
Yeah,
here.
the eventual.
Eventually,
I got
how long
more
will it go?
hope. I got more hope in
Yeah.
Belkrim than gel, man. This is not gelling.
Brad used to work, okay?
You confirm lah. Shahrukh Khan and the gang confirm Belkrim lah.
Okay, the
Isn't
way
it?
I
Isn't it?
see
Yeah.
right now, how is Chelsea gonna get out of this predicament? Is they need to probably go back to what works and find a starting 11 that they know can grind out the results. It doesn't mean you buy all these world beaters. Yes, they are world beaters. No, the players that they brought in, Badiashile was one of the top rated centre backs. Look at Maduke, one of the best wingers. Look at Nkunku, who's coming. He's best striker in France, like up and coming striker. But it doesn't mean that it has to work. It not necessarily has to work. What Potter needs to do is he needs to buckle down. He needs to say, okay, this is my starting 11. Look at Arteta. Arteta doesn't change his starting 11.
Yep.
He doesn't change his starting 11 because he's got it in his mind. He's like, okay, this is my starting 11. Although I have class players on the bench, this is my starting 11. I'm going to stick with them. And then gradually, if I want to bring in new players, I will see how I can tweak the formation, and then slowly, gradually, you will see the changes and the results coming your way because they have the players. The players are really good. But right now, they are not familiar with one another. Is Joe Felix there for... He's on loan still, right?
He's on loan, yeah.
Yeah.
Even you
probably-
can remember, right? You can
Yes.
keep up.
because he was signed so early on in their revolution.
Yeah.
And then after that, I don't know if he's still on loan. I mean, he's played well, but is he going to stay on? If he's not staying on, do you want this kind of player to be the first name in your sheet, in your team
Yeah.
sheet? It's just a lot of issues that they need to iron out, lah.
Man,
I think-
I don't want to be Potter, man. I
I
really
think
don't
if
want
I'm
to be
not wrong,
Potter
also
right
I
now.
remember.
Mhm.
I
What do you
think if I'm not
remember?
wrong, I also remember Real Madrid doing this model. They are so-called Galacticos that time.
Galacticos,
they
yeah.
signed,
And it didn't work.
No, but Asmil, you have to
Beckham, all
remember,
this in the same period.
La
Yeah,
Liga
that's
is
the thing.
two team league. It's
Yeah.
either Barcelona or Real Madrid. Last I checked, Valencia is going to get relegated. Peter Lim out. So if you screw up at Real Madrid, you still
Yeah.
can get away with it because every other
Yep.
team is that bad.
Good point.
Yeah.
Why? Oh.
And Kante is back by Jay Shah. Maybe he can revive the team. Man, Jay, I would love to think so if I'm a Chelsea fan, but it takes more than just this little
Probably doesn't even
magician of a
recognize
midfielder.
the players around him anymore. He's
He's
like,
been
who
out
are
for
you?
since forever.
Yeah, he's like, who are you? Well,
Ay, Arturo, Mio, again, you'll be given the honor to close this for Chelsea at this current moment. Where could you
Guys,
potentially see them finishing at? Yeah?
guys, breaking news, right?
Don't tell me
Okay,
sack.
so no. So I'm just gonna lay this out here, and again, whoever is watching this,
Uh-huh.
I've got nothing against you guys. You know, everybody has their opinion. Everybody has got what they want to say, right? But honestly, when we run this podcast, when we're doing things, we just speak freely based on what we know
Yep.
about other clubs. We don't
Yeah.
speak ill about them. We try not to. It's just our point of view. Like
Yeah.
a lot of you all wouldn't know what's happening with my club. A lot of you wouldn't know what's happening with Man City, Arsenal, Newcastle
Yep.
United, and Chelsea Spurs. And this is just from our point of view. We mean no harm. We don't mean anything wrong. We like to give objective discussions, right?
Yep. So
However,
what was the
if you
text?
guys
What was the text
if
about?
you guys feel that we are misinformed, right?
Mhm.
Perhaps honestly we would want to hear from your point
Yeah.
of view as well to really understand this. And again, this is not layering down a challenge or I mean, we used to be different last time, but we're different right now. Okay, we're not doing any cyberbullying, anything. Never get me wrong. Do not get me wrong. We just want to hear the honest opinion of you as a fan of the club that you support, and what could be it, because we want to be educated as well to really understand, because we don't know deep down. Like I can ask Sunil about Newcastle, he'll know. I'll ask Ann about Arsenal, he'll know. You ask me about Villa, I will know. So
Yeah.
we don't know about your club. We're just
Yep.
speaking from what we feel is our perspective. Yes, it may be on the surface level. We'll be talking on the surface level, but that is what we do, because that is what we do. We are not analysts to actually go deep down and investigate and find out the root cause analysis. So if any of you are watching out there, if you feel that we may have misrepresented your club, no hard feelings. Come on board. Let's have a discussion again.
Yeah.
We would love to hear from you guys. We really would love to hear from you.
It's a therapy
And I
session
think to
anyway.
add, I think to add on to what Tips has said. Okay, remember that this is by fans for the fans. We are. I think banters are banters, but putting tribalism aside, we mean no harm. It's not because like we are defending our club, and just talking shit about it. Because at the end of the day, if you look at it, it's still banter. But like what Tips say, if you feel that aggrieved by the fact that what we are discussing, what we say may affect your club, that you feel like we have no substance, then we want you guys to come on board, educate us, educate the panel, have your share of what you want to say, defending your club, because at the end of the day, it's a therapy session, so that we can talk as fans, civil, tribalism aside, banters aside, we mean no harm.
So,
So
okay.
Exactly.
we want to come across that way,
Yeah. Can. I mean, the thing is, right now, the discourse that we're having is not going to be overly academic, right? So, if you think that you have all the stats, all the figures, come on, bro, we'll be more than willing. Like I mentioned just now, I really big up us Milner before start of the show, because we were looking for so many fans, and I'm pretty sure right now, judging from the direction of the wind, I probably know which camp it actually came from. But it's okay. It's okay. We've done this for the longest time.
Yeah.
This is not brand new information to us. Okay. All right. So let's go. Banter is banter. Mio sapu butter. Okay. And last but not least, right now we want to close on Spurs. Right. Leave Chelsea aside. Let's look at Spurs right now. Hey, Sunil. Oh no. Actually, let's forget about Spurs for a bit. All right. Let's talk about let's talk quickly. A quick one. A quick round table. Yes or no? Is the Prem at its weakest right now in the Champions League this season? The first round of fixture, we all came out with a grand zero. Nobody got a W. Right? City drew, and then Chelsea lost. Liverpool lost, and the next one, who was it again? Remind me, please. Spurs. They lost to Milan as well. So Neil, we always bang this drum, right? Premier League superior.
Guys, sorry. Before you guys go on this topic, right? I think I need to go and sleep right
Wait.
now. I got to be up at 6:30.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much for the breaking news, though. Thank you so much for the breaking news.
Continue rocking the show. Have a good one, everyone, and to everyone who's watching.
Uh-huh.
Nothing but love, no hate. Peace.
Yep.
Bye,
That's it.
guys.
Bye.
Bye,
Sunil,
tips.
the Champions League right now, because we have to speak about it, because as soon as you blink, Newcastle might be into
Thank
Champions
you.
League next season. Are we at our are we at our weakest right now at this current moment? The Premier League teams.
Yeah, because Arsenal is not in it, right?
Wait. You know why Arsenal's not in? Because Jay says Europa League is better this season, in my
Exactly.
opinion.
He is forecast. Hey, anyway, guys, Jay Sean is a big hardcore Liverpool fans. Not fan, he fan. He's a
Fan,
he's a big fan of Liverpool. Watches everything from Liverpool, even down to the friendlies, the redundant friendlies. This guy is the guy, man. And he is now envisioning already Europa League. If he's bigging up Europa League, you know what's coming already. Problem coming already. Yo, Sude,
Hey,
come on.
An.
Real stuff.
Okay.
Champions League.
I think okay, they all did very badly, yeah. I think okay,
They did, man.
They're coming.
I don't know what's gonna happen in the second leg lah. All right, but it shows that the level of competition has really caught up. You know,
Ooh.
the other teams are really catching up,
Yeah.
and I don't know. I still see a few upsets coming in the next round. I don't know. Maybe I think Chelsea can overturn that against Dortmund. I don't
I think they
know.
can. I think they can, because I watched
Yeah.
them against Dortmund. I thought they were brilliant. If it wasn't for
Yeah.
their profligacies in front of goal, they could have taken that job away from Dortmund. They had so many clear-cut chances, but they just couldn't finish on that day. So yes,
Correct.
all right. Out of the four, Spurs, you got Tottenham against Milan. They are bringing back a 1-goal deficit away from San Siro, now playing at Tottenham Stadium with the great form they are in right now. They can overturn that as well.
Spurs to nick it, Chelsea to nick it, and Man City is
City.
against
Leipzig, they drew 1-1 away from
Leipzig.
home.
one, right?
1-1.
And City. So the three of them will go through. I think the three goal deficit will be a bit too much for Liverpool.
For Liverpool. Okay, fair. Arturo Mio, out of the 4 teams right now in the Champions League, who do you think can still progress on to the next round?
City and Spurs.
City and Spurs. Okay, City and Spurs. All right, fair. Asmilna, comeback, miracle, all those good stuff that we have spoken about when it comes to Liverpool. Do you think they can still do it at the Bernabeu? Okay, Asmilna.
No, and no.
Oh, no and no and no. Okay. There's a bit of buffer. No and no. Not a chance at all. You're not giving them a
Second league is
prayer.
at Anfield.
Okay, all right.
Oh,
I think get the gist of it. Okay, all English team will exit sadly in this round. Cannot be lah. Last, Zami, to close this up today. Wow, we went through
Only
the
United Arsenal.
we went through the equalizer. The up and down. We started really on the up, and then we went down very low, and then we went up again. So you close this up for us, man. Corner taken quickly, Nunes. Even Jay, if he's fit to play lah, Jay. Remedy. It's not a good sign when your own fan is making fun of the team. Mark of a decline.
But at least he's calling it how he sees it.
Yeah,
You
It's
know?
realist, lah. It's a realist. It's a realist.
and that's what we call it. Yeah, we call it a therapy
We
session.
have to
right?
be
If you
realistic,
want-
lah. We
like-
cannot be deluded, man.
Man United beat us yesterday, and here I am right beside the great Mio, having a good session. We are bantering, we are talking. I respect him, he respects me. I hope, and then
Do you? Do
I
you?
hope so lah.
Do you
And then we
respect-
get along. That's why Napshot's all about love.
Nah, man, it's okay. It's okay. Different stroke for different folk. All right, I always believe in that. It's okay. Zam, yourself, close on Champions League. Wait, Zam, Man City fans, they are right now talking on Twitter. They say that it's okay for us to miss out on Premier League as long as we get the Holy Grail. Okay, and that is the Premier League. Hey, I see Noah, I see Joe, man, in the background. Are we bringing them up or not?
Bring them in, lah.
Let's
Bring them
bring
in,
it
lah.
up,
Bring them
Okay.
in, lah.
Let's bring them in. Let's bring them in.
Alamak, the better night.
Joe,
Today, disclaimer.
Block.
We're sorry because we overran the program. Unfortunately, because we have so many money in the bank, people coming in.
nah.
First it was tips. Now
Yeah.
Joe and Noah.
Hey, Joe, Joe,
Long
have
day,
you
man.
have you caught any sleep, if any?
No, man. I'm shacked. I'm like half
Yeah.
drunk, half hangover.
Okay, Mr. Championship. Understand.
Noah, you called me just now. And then, okay, guys, I'm gonna release the tape. Okay, this is how the conversation went down. He called me up. Hey, bro, what is this? United fans, they spent 1 billion to win a Mickey Mouse Cup, to win a League Cup. Vamos! Noah, Noah, I told you I'm gonna expose your ass.
What's with the 1 billion spend and then win the cup? I don't get
1
it.
billion, Joe. That was what I'm just don't shoot the messenger, okay? I am just relaying. So he said that 1 billion spent to win the Carabao Cup, and then you guys hype it up to be the next biggest silverware one can ever attain. How, Joe? How do you come back to this? How?
I mean, a Spurs fan will not know they bottled in the final. So there's nothing they can do.
Yalah.
I don't know. He can go and ask James Walton or Daryl Spiderman.
Hey,
all
don't
these
name
top-
drop. Don't name drop.
Noah, I want to ask you, a manager that brings you trophy and you sack him just before the final. What is
Yeah,
this?
exactly. Kau bodoh apa?
Shot through the heart.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a battle between two United fans and one Spurs fan with a banter led.
They had a chance to win it. They had a chance to win it. They know they could have win. I believe Mourinho would have gotten them that Mickey Mouse Cup. But too bad we got our hands on the Mickey Mouse now. Disney Plus Premium for the whole year.
Joe, like what are some of the banters you received for today? I know Mickey Mouse was definitely.
At least still have the Audi Cup, right?
A lot from a Liverpool fan in the TikTok.
I can't seem to find my Liverpool fans. My friends, they're all still in the cave. Let them be there. I don't think so. They'll be willing to come out. A few of my Newcastle friends.
Look at how happy Mio is now that Joe is here. He's got his happy already.
Well, backing up already. He got backup already.
Okay, like the few banters that I received is actually not much. The thing is, I didn't see, but I think a few is don't celebrate like how we celebrate the Champions League lah. But you cannot top it off. You cannot top it off a bus parade, right? All we did was we just enjoyed with a few beers, like that's all.
That's all. Okay. Hey, Noah. Okay, you were slightly bullish. You were really confident that you could probably seal top 4. You can actually snatch top 4 away from Newcastle now that you are there in that position.
Hey, but I got something to say though.
You also got breaking news, is it? I have enough. No, I've had enough of breaking news.
What's the breaking news?
Congrats, Joe. Rivalry aside, Carabao, man. If every Liverpool fan can actually take a leap out of Jay's book, I think the world will be a peaceful place, man.
Yeah, man.
It really will be a peaceful. Even as Milner, for all the banters that he has actually dished out over the years, I think to come up today, I think that's big from him. Okay, come on, as Milner. We don't have all night, for this.
I think he was saying something.
Yeah, go to the gym, eh.
I think the internet lah. Okay, Noah. All right.
Type it out, Esmino.
Mickey Mouse Cup aside. All right. Now, your team, Champions League. Can you overturn the deficit? Yes or no?
I think can.
Can. Okay. Second thing,
Based on how Milan's form is recently.
No, you do have to elaborate. Is really a close question? Yes or no? And the second
yes
one.
or no question lah. Don't
Class is coming.
Wow. Mio suddenly alive, yeah.
I can see the glow in Mio's face, man.
Sunil, blood is on your bloody head,
Okay, I change my prediction lah. Spurs will never make it to the next round because Zlatan can the masterclass going at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Mio, this is what's going to happen. If Spurs gets into the next round, right, you are buying Bentelet a quarter pounder meal upside.
No.
I was not eating McDonald's.
No, let's up the stake. Let's up the stake, guys. All right. If let's say Spurs actually make it through to the next round, Mio, you have for 3 days straight change your profile picture to Noah's face. Is that okay?
Okay.
Would that be a deal?
Very off.
Okay, yeah.
More better, I buy you a kebab, the most famous kebab.
Okay, you change the photo and buy kebab as well.
You can buy me one whiskey bottle also can also, bro.
But
haram.
If Spurs lose, right, you're going to change your cover and your profile picture of Mio.
Okay, this is becoming a bit personal. This can actually be done when I actually click end live. Right? This
Yes.
conversation that we're having right now. All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out all the way, man. This is already past 12. I think the therapy session today, Sunil. If there's one word to sum it up, maybe can we pick your brilliant mind?
Soothing.
Soothing. All right.
Hey, wait. Ask.
You
I like
need
to
to
ask
put the
Sunil. this-
Kebab on the ball.
Oh, no, my mind. I didn't. Hey, Sunil, do you know that the Newcastle fan club actually held the live watching show in Muddy Murphy's?
We actually had two locations. One is Partners in Crime, and it was full. And then Muddy Murphy's was our
Really?
second
Wait,
location.
Partners in Crime is the official like
Ah.
get together place, is it?
Yeah, Partners in Crime is our official place. No more Penny
Newcastle.
Black.
It's
Penny
only-
Black is another group.
No, besides Zamas, yeah.
Oh, not bad, huh?
Yeah, correct.
Oh, okay,
Mm.
okay.
All right, guys, I gotta go. I'm check.
That's what you do, lah. Okay, guys. In any way, all right. Please, whatever that's been said is all for pure fun. This is all our opinion, all right? We don't claim that we are geniuses in this. Alamak, Mio. Asal tu Mio? Mio?
Alamak, you want to have the last posing ah.
Okay, bye.
Catch you guys again next Monday, 10 p.m. This is therapy session. Me signing out. Nap Shot Studio. Keep it locked here always, all right? Bye bye.
Thank you.